minutes.
And it's just, they're amazing people. The whole staff is
Running a little late.
Man. I mean, I've never been in a place like this, and I've had all kinds
Today just because of my setup. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Oh, man, we have so much to talk about on the program this morning. We really do. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And everyone, please like the video, because I know you're going to like the content we have today.
The White House Medical Center, which really impressed me a lot, and it should, is they are a medical practice.
Well, I'm running a little bit behind because this morning I was making a vlog about what I do in the mornings before I go on the air, and I got wrapped up doing that. I'm a couple minutes behind, but that's okay. We'll be on time for the rest of the show.
About them on the Steve Kane Show, 754-222-6642, and online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Here we go. Showtime.
Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call
Good morning, everyone.
9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Here we
You're
go.
listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air.
Well, if you don't hear anything, turn up your volume.
Steve Kane with Brian Craig.
Hey guys, welcome to the program. Oh man, we have a lot to talk about today. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. Man, do we have a lot to talk about. Oh man, Steve Bannon is just a rock star, and we're going to talk here in the beginning about what Steve Bannon is doing. And I know Fox News and some others are obsessing and celebrating the recall in San Francisco of this radical liberal woke district attorney, but I don't really understand what it is they're celebrating. There will be a new district attorney, and whatever that process may be, we know this. It's San Francisco. So this liberal wackadoodle woke district attorney is going to be replaced by another liberal wackadoo woke district attorney. They just may hide it. They just may hide the extreme of their wokeism. You know what I mean? So I don't know what all the celebrating of the recall of this guy is in San Francisco. I don't really get that, because there's nothing there to celebrate. But there is a lot to talk about, I'll tell you that. And Steve Bannon is amazing. Tomorrow, Thursday, begins the prime time January 6th Kangaroo Committee hearings. And it was reported yesterday, not only will they be in prime time, it's not only going to be on CNN and MSNBC. We know Fox News and Newsmax won't carry them. But it's not only going to be on CNN and MSNBC. The main networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS, are also reportedly carrying the January 6th prime time hearings. And I cannot recall that ever happening before. I was racking my brain about it. When is the last time congressional hearings have been carried live on the broadcast networks? I don't recall it ever happening. And it's very rare for the broadcast networks to carry anything, because cable news is in everyone's household now, and they don't have the same obligation to carry things like they once did because it's on cable and things like this. But of course, it's part of the big production that they're doing to create this illusion, this impression that a lot of things are true that are not. They brought in a veteran television producer to craft the video and the presentation, which is inappropriate, unethical, and a miscarriage of justice. Someone say Watergate. Yeah, that was like 50 years ago. Okay. In the last 45 years, okay, I know a lot of people don't think Watergate was that long ago, but in the last 45 years, when is the last time congressional hearings have been carried on the broadcast networks during prime time? And were the Watergate hearings in prime time, or was that a daytime presentation? I'm not talking about the broadcast networks carrying something going on in Congress, because I can remember the Iran-Contra hearings with Oliver North testifying when he was in his Marine uniform. That was on the broadcast television. I'm talking about prime time. 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock on prime time network television. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. That's something, I don't know. Maybe the Watergate hearings went on at night. I don't know. But that's the kind of production that they're putting together. And, you know, I predicted yesterday, I'm going to predict it again today. I believe these hearings will backfire on them. I think that the suffering of the American people is so severe right now that they don't care about these things. Even people that once did care no longer care. Even leftists out there, Democrats who hate Trump and think he had something to do with January 6th, which he did not, even they don't care because the suffering is so bad. Even they want Trump back, okay, in 2024. Even they want Republicans to win in November. So, you know, if they would have done this a year ago or something, maybe they'd get some more interest. But the failures of the Biden regime are hurting the American people to such a degree that they're not interested. They just don't care. They waited too long. They missed their opportunity. So that's one reason it's going to fail. Another reason it's going to fail is this highly produced production they're bringing on. 10 months of interviews, and then they've got a big deal television producer who worked on Good Morning America and Nightline with Ted Koppel, who's combed through 10 months of testimony to put together highlight reels. I'm expecting dramatic music behind them, editing of the footage of January 6th and everything else. It's going to look like what it is, propaganda. What they're putting together for the primetime event on Thursday is like what Baghdad Bob was doing for Saddam Hussein during Operation Iraqi Freedom. And that is going to be painfully obvious because, well, people like me are talking about it, but I think it'll be obvious from those that are watching it are going to know that it is overly produced and it is propaganda. Now, you guys remember last week they arrested at the airport Peter Navarro and for defying their subpoena, and Steve Bannon's got a similar issue going on. And Steve Bannon has done something that's absolutely amazing. Now, I'm going to take our first break on time. I'll come back if you're on hold, stand by. And when we get back from the break, I'm going to jump into this Steve Bannon story, which is just absolutely amazing, and it involves the January 6th committee. We'll take our break. Our number toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. My name's Brian Craig. This is The Steve Kane Show. It is Wednesday, June 8th, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Or text me on my cell phone. I will analyze your home.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier.
Steve Kane
Call
Show.
me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your
Dave, hold on.
bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now. Get up to 50% off and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000.
Freedom Soup, good morning.
Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Back pain, shoulder pain, or osteoarthritis? Stop the suffering and stop the pain. Call Lighthouse Medical Center, 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation. When you mention you heard them on the radio, 754.
Hey Sharon, welcome Sharon and all our members.
6642 or online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Sloan's Home Security is giving away a free video
Thank you.
doorbell
Glad you
camera,
guys like
a
the
free
shirt.
home security system, and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. How would you like a free doorbell camera? Call 1-833-283-5050, and Sloan's will give you a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloan Shield. The system includes an LED touchscreen, motion detector, 3 contacts, a backup battery, and a professionally installed video doorbell camera. Call now, 1-833-283-5050.
Wesley, good morning, Wesley Lewis.
5050.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for...
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Dave from Kentucky.
Yeah, Dave in Kentucky. We got a bad connection, but we'll try.
Okay, I'm sorry about that driving. Hey, I know we're talking about January 6th and the hearings, and I was going to call you the other day. 2,000 mules.
No, we're going to stay on topic today, Kentucky. We're going to stay on topic. I'm not going to... Friday's open phones, okay? Friday's open phones. I want to get into this thing with Steve Bannon. I can't turn the whole show over to people. We can't do open phones every day, then we get to nothing. This story with Steve Bannon, I saw this story, and it was absolutely just amazing to me. You know, I love Steve Bannon. I think Steve Bannon is an absolute miracle man. I think Steve Bannon is as MAGA as anyone. He is out there working hard for President Trump. I do follow his programming and his content, and I love Steve Bannon. I think Steve Bannon is, without question, a rock star. Listen to this. Steve Bannon, or as President Trump says, sloppy Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon, that's somebody else. That's Eric Bannon's brother, Steve. Steve Bannon subpoenas Nancy Pelosi. Think about it. Steve Bannon has subpoenaed Nancy Pelosi and members of the January 6th committee as he builds his testimony to fight charges for defying a congressional summons. Steve Bannon has subpoenaed House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the 9 members of the Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Now, I'm reading from a liberal news outlet, the Daily Mail, so the word choices are theirs. As Bannon prepares to go on criminal trial next month for defying a congressional subpoena. Steve Bannon, who was Trump's chief strategist, faces 2 charges of contempt of Congress for refusing to testify or produce documents. Now, he's trying to turn the tables on his accusers. Last week, Steve Bannon's lawyers subpoenaed all the members of the House committee investigating January 6th, along with 3 staffers, and Douglas Letter, who's general counsel for the House of Representatives. They also targeted House Democrat leadership, Nancy Pelosi, the Majority Leader, Hoyer, and Congressman Jim Clyburn. Oh, this is wonderful. It gets better. I didn't know about Clyburn. Bannon's lawyers said members of the committee had conflicts of interest that made them ineligible to be on the committee. But ultimately, he said the criminal case against Steve Bannon was politically motivated. You know, there's no doubt about it. The conclusions of the committee were decided before they even had a committee, all right? They didn't even have a committee, and they already came up with a conclusion. Donald Trump is responsible for an insurrection against the federal government of the United States. The conclusion was made. It's done. Okay? It's just everything else is just a buildup. And what they've been doing, they've got these high-profile things, right? They charged Enrique from the Proud Boys with sedition. They arrested Navarro last week, Peter Navarro. They've got the primetime hearings. They're going to be on the broadcast networks. They're trying to create this theme of scandal, all the president's men. And it also tells you something, that whoever inside the Democrat Party and the Uniparty with the Republican establishment that are helping put this presentation together, how out of date they are. how out of date they are. They're putting together this event like it's the 80s or 90s, and there's no alternative media and no one exposing what it is that they're doing. And Fox News not covering the event live is brilliant. First off, why should Fox News or Newsmax carry it? It's going to be on everywhere else. The broadcast networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS, as well as MSNBC and CNN. What you're going to get on Fox News and Newsmax, and what we're going to be doing, it'll start Friday, we're going to be giving much better coverage than carrying the live hearings, because we're going to give you analysis of this propaganda that they're putting out there. This Goebbels, Leni Riefenstahl film that they're putting together, if you get that reference. That's exactly what they're doing, and it's not going to work. You know, the problem that the Uniparty, the political establishment has, the mainstream media and all the rest, is they've lost control of the narrative. They lost control of the narrative when President Trump came down the escalator. That's it. Prior to President Trump coming down the escalator, Republicans were always on the defense. They were always apologizing. They were always apologizing. They would accuse a conservative of being something or doing something, even if it wasn't true, and they'd still go out and apologize for it. Right? That's what they did. And when Trump came down the escalator, for the first time, Republicans started setting the narrative. And part of the problem that the political establishment and the mainstream media have these days with MAGA is that they keep trying to recapture the narrative. And they don't have the ability to do it, because the American people are the most informed that the American people have ever been about everything, because there's so much access to alternative information, not something that's put out by the nightly news on the networks or the Washington Post or New York Times. It's not that way anymore. And the way that they're running this primetime event is like that. It's going to be a bust. And I'll tell you, the people that watch the network programming, the broadcast networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC, they're going to be very angry. Even if it's a rerun, because I think most of the primetime shows are in reruns right now on broadcast television. Maybe they all are. The people that watch those shows want to watch their shows, even if they're reruns. They're not interested in the news. Okay? They're not interested in the news. And they're going to anger them because they're interrupting their primetime lineup of reruns, whatever's on this week. That's what they want to see. So they're going to alienate even more of their base. If they knew what they were doing. See, this country at every level is being run by incompetents that do not know what they are doing. If they knew what they were doing and they wanted to stop MAGA and they wanted to stop Trump, they would take care of the problems we're facing. Inflation, gas prices, baby formula. It can all be taken care of. I saw a video online yesterday that made me so upset and just physically ill. Saw a guy, he made a video this week. He went to Mexico. He went to a grocery store in Mexico, and they were overloaded, overstocked with not just baby formula, all the American brands, whole grocery store overstocked. There wasn't one empty spot in the baby formula section at the Mexican grocery store. Then he went over to the Mexican Costco. I didn't know they had Costcos in Mexico, but they do. He went to the Costco in Mexico, and the Costco in Mexico had pallets and pallets of baby formula. The American brands of baby formula. Pallets and pallets of it at the Mexican Costco. But our shelves are bare. Gas prices still going up. Over double what they were a year ago when Biden took office. If they would fix some of these problems and show some competency, then maybe they would have a chance to defeat MAGA, defeat Trump at the polls. But they can't do it. They think that this hearing in prime time is going to finally turn people against MAGA, finally turn people against Trump. They have been going after this guy for 7 years now. And every time it's been a bust. You know, the best chance they had was the Mueller report. That thing went on forever. And it got released, and it was a dud. So then someone got the bright idea to have Robert Mueller come into the congressional hearing and testify and summarize the report. And he was checked out as much as Biden is with the cognitive decline. And I remember the day that Mueller testified. I remember it clearly because Steve and I, we were with Attorney Barry Siegel at one of his workshops that day, and we were watching it in the lobby of the hotel where the workshop was in Boca on Glades Road at the hotel together. And I was watching the lead up on CNN before Mueller came out, and they were talking about, well, you know, the Mueller report, when it was released, it's kind of dry, it's like reading the phone book. But to hear the actual author of the report, Mr. Mueller himself, testify and summarize the report on television, that's what'll bring it to life. And then Mueller came out there and he was checked out like Biden. Oh my goodness, was he not checked out? Oh boy, it was a dud. When have they had something on Trump? Well, they've never had anything on him. They've had a lot of false allegations. When did they have an event going after Trump that turned out to be anything other than a dud? Why would this one be different? If they had something that showed that President Trump had anything to do with the Capitol breach, it would have leaked out months ago, a year ago, and they would have dealt with it in a different way. The reason they're putting this whole big production into it is because they got nothing, so they have to craft a TV production with this big-time television producer to make it look like something's there when it's not. Now, there's only one opening on our board. I'm going to take our break, and then after the break, I will go right to the phone calls. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. That's right, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio, the Steve Kane Show. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. To the callers on hold, stand by. Now all the lines are lit. Every line on the board is now full. I'm going to take these calls after the... Well, let me take one now. What the heck? Let's see. Let's take one. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
John in Fort Lauderdale. How you doing?
Hey, John. What's up?
You know, as I listen to you with this whole thing, and they're going to belabor the ridiculous with his, with the January 6th thing, just to make sure they keep their base together, because the left will, the serious left, the diehards, it doesn't matter what happens, they can be starving and they'll still vote Democrat. And they just want to make sure they keep something there, so they'll keep that garbage up.
Well, yeah, you can tell. I mean, you know, in California, they're really not griping in California at $10 gas. We're griping for them. They seem to not mind it.
Yeah, that is the weirdest thing. You know, so they're always going to be there. You know, the diehards are done. What I'm really worried about is all of these illegal aliens that they're shipping to different parts of, like, Westchester, dumping them up. And when do you think? I know what they're up to. They're going to try to somehow get the illegal.
Well, what they're doing is, you see, with illegal, they let illegals vote in municipal elections now around the country, and they won in the Senate so that you can count illegal aliens in the census, which is how congressional districts are allocated. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. You know, can you think, when is the last time there was a prime time hearing in the House of Representatives that was carried on prime time network broadcast television?
I forget it. I'm blank.
Yeah, maybe Watergate, if that was on at night, but I was in diapers then, so I wasn't watching, but there were only 3 channels then. Since cable television...
You would think they would have something on Hunter Biden and all of this, all those business dealings that Biden has going on. You would think they would start on that, but no, not going to happen.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but you've got a great voice for radio.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, take care. Take care. Take care. Take care. Inside joke, people. Inside joke. He's a broadcaster. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Oh, hey, Jeff from Maine. How are you doing?
Hey, I was just going to say the same thing that caller was saying. You know, they're shipping these people into direct, specific areas to try to flip.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the worst thing is, Brian, it is illegal for an illegal alien to vote, and the penalty
for that, what is it?
Immediate deportation.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Right, but that's on the books, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why can't we follow the laws in America? It's the two-tiered justice system that needs to be changed. We need to change the judges in America. The judges in America are anti-American and against the Constitution. They're doing everything against the Constitution.
Well, you know, listen, when you get to federal judges, they're political people. How do you think they get presidential appointments? They're politically connected people. You know, and so far as we've got to obey the laws, we do. The conservatives, MAGA, we obey the laws. It's the left that do not. But, you know, yeah, I understand, you know, with this, we were talking yesterday about the 15,000 member caravan heading to the U.S. southern border. The number of people in this caravan heading up from Mexico to the United States is 5 times the size of Santa Anna's army that attacked the Alamo. We talked about that yesterday. But tomorrow night is the primetime Kangaroo Committee, January 6th primetime hearing. My prediction is things are so bad in this country, no one's going to care. It's going to be a big nothing.
A big nothing burger. Nothing.
Yeah, if they had something, it would leak out like Trump's taxes. They were going on for years about Trump's taxes, and then they got Trump's taxes in New York. Nothing ever came out of it because there was nothing in there.
Do you think that when, you know, nobody has been charged with insurrection?
That well, they did charge the Proud Boy guy Enrique with sedition.
But that's not insurrection, is it? Isn't there a...
I don't know. I'm not a legal expert enough to know the difference. It sounds like the same thing to me.
If nothing comes of this January 6th committee, isn't that just more egg on the face? You know, at what point are Americans going to say enough is enough? Everything they're doing is failing. Everything.
That's correct.
And can I bring up one more thing? That Peter Navarro, he's an American patriot. They arrested him in public, strip searched him, put him in a cell that Hinckley was in. They are trying to demoralize us, and all it does is piss us off and make us more strong. And I think it's going to flip more Democrats toward Trump in 2024. This is going to backfire on them big time.
Oh, yeah, because it looks like what it is. All right, Jeff in Maine, I got to run for our break, but thanks so much for your call. You're listening to the longest-running radio show in Florida. That's right, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the radio, the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Callers on hold, stand by. We'll take our break and back after this.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting.
By the way, guys, you guys there, if you want to support this show and my content, and of course the great Mike Lindell, go to mypillow.com, use our promo code at checkout, Kane, Kane, and buy something there. The BOGO extravaganza is going on right now. The 6-piece MyPillow towel set, buy one, get one free right now. I dried my body off with my MyPillow towels this morning. The MyPillows are buy one, get one free with our promo code Kane. That's a great deal. The MyPillow Giza Elegance pillows, the whole cover is of that Giza cotton that those sheets are made out of. Those are BOGO, buy one, get one free with our promo code Kane. My wife and I got 4 of those Giza Elegance pillows. The MyPillow Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, those also are BOGO, buy one, get one free. Great deals with our promo code Kane at mypillow.com. There's a lot of other things there that are buy one, get one free too. And support Mike Lindell, support my content. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. We'll be back on the air here live in just a minute. Back to the calls.
Email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. Great job with the highest radio sales commissions in Palm Beach County awaits you. VCMG is an equal opportunity employer.
The Steve Kane Show
Yes.
is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables.
Here we go. We're coming back. If you're new here, please subscribe. I put up a lot of content here, and you'll enjoy the channel.
Just search for
Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
You know, the Democrats and the media are all about narrative, right? And this is what this January 6th committee is. They're trying to set a narrative, you know? And
that's right.
The thing is, it's not working. It's not going to work. And you talked about it. People want to see, even though they're reruns, they're repeats, people want to see their favorite shows.
That's right. I know you interrupt. I don't know what shows are on. The broadcast networks, but people get to. Here's the thing, Remember Rush Limbaugh, the great late Rush Limbaugh. Always when he talked about Democrats, he says they got that old Democrat playbook. They use all the same plays. They're trying to create a Watergate thing here. Okay, they're trying to create a Watergate thing here. Remember Lisa Page and Peter Strzok, right? The FBI guy Peter Strzok and his lover, Lisa Page. And the text messages, Lisa Page said, I just picked up a copy of All the President's Men. This is our guidebook. And they've crafted this thing like some big Watergate hearing. And people in this country cannot feed their babies. They can't afford food. They can't afford to fill their cars up with gasoline. They don't care about this kind of stuff right now. They want to feed their babies and fill up their gas tanks.
No, and that's the thing. And why Twitter became so important is because it was a way for them to set the narrative. You know?
That's right. Well, they've lost it. They've lost that. Trump took it away from them.
For a long time, it was the New York Times. If a story didn't, at least in the national way, if it didn't appear in the New York Times, it wasn't going to be talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then when the New York Times died, basically, they needed somewhere else to set the narrative, and here comes Twitter.
That's right.
And when Trump took Twitter over, well, there you go. They hate him for doing that because he took away the narrative.
That's right. That's right. All right, Mike in Louisiana, thanks for the call. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Matthew Johnson from Los Angeles.
Hey, Los Angeles. What's up, L.A.?
Oh, pretty good. I was just listening to the one caller that called in, and, a lot of what he was saying was making sense, like, when are we, the people, going to get pissed off and all this stuff?
Yeah. Mm.
The truth of the matter is, and I'm here in California, and I can tell you, the elections are rigged.
Well, I read yesterday that voter turnout is very low in California these days. And if you're in California and you are a Republican, this is your time. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Louisiana. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you, brother?
I'm doing great.
Hey, I was calling about the January 6th hearings and, basically Steve Bannon. I always had this outlook on things. Okay, if I'm called a subpoena, I've got a subpoena to go testify. If I don't have nothing to hide, I'm going to go...
Oh, really?
I'm going to go say whatever I got to say and be done with it.
Oh, really? Why? Yeah, I mean, why do we even have defense attorneys? If you're innocent, why would you need an attorney if you're accused of a crime, right? You just go before the judge, right?
My thing is, my thing is...
Oh, really? So you don't think people should have defense attorneys? If you got nothing to hide, if you're innocent, why do you need an attorney?
Bring your defense attorney in. Bring your defense attorney. Bring your defense attorney in. But if you don't have nothing to hide, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say whatever I need. I ain't gonna plead the fifth. I'm gonna say whatever I need to say and let whatever lie, let it lie. That's wherever it is, let it is. So why people? This is like I ain't gonna testify. Why go testify? Say what you got to say, and let the chips lie. If you want to say,
okay, tell me what is your problem? You're saying a lot, but you're using a lot of words, but not really saying too much. You had a comment about the great Steve Bannon when I answered your call.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He needs to go. He doesn't want to go testify with his opinion. Go ahead and testify, bro. Say what you need to say. Whether you defend Trump, you can defend Trump, but defend him. If you want to defend him. But don't sit up and say, "Well, I'm not going to testify because I don't believe in that." Go testify. Another thing too with the hearings. It's amazing how y'all don't want the American people. The American people, we can think, yeah. Because there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's not like, oh, I don't want to watch because I got worried about feeding my baby and the gas prices and all that. It's hard for me to explain.
Yeah.
Testify. Go listen to it. Go listen.
Well, the purpose of these. See, the thing about these hearings, these hearings are perjury traps for people like Steve Bannon. They want to haul them in there. See, Democrats believe, and you're this way too because you do this with me. If someone disagrees with a Democrat, they call them liars. So they want to bring Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro in, who have executive privilege, by the way, with President Trump. They want to bring them in to testify, and when they answer truthfully, they're going to call them liars, hold them in contempt, and all this of Congress, even though they're telling the truth. And these are and then charge them with the crime of lying to Congress. These are perjury traps to lock up these good people like Peter Navarro and the great Steve Bannon. Plus, they have executive privilege with President Trump.
I'm sure Steve Bannon is a smart man. I'm sure Peter Navarro is a smart man. They know how to talk. They know what to say. If the truth is the truth. Hey, I always feel like the truth is the truth. If you think I'm lying, charge me with lying. But I told you the truth. You prove that I'm lying now. You prove that I'm lying. And
See, this the committee has been interviewing people, top people too, like Ivanka Trump, for almost a year now. I think 10 months. Okay? And they've been doing it in private, and they haven't wanted us to see it. Why would they put together a primetime event, a primetime special, hire a veteran television producer to edit 10 months of footage? Why did they not just carry it live for the last 10 months on C-SPAN and let us see it live and not edited? But why didn't they do that? Why did they choose to keep it behind closed doors and not let the American people see it, and then put together a highly produced, edited propaganda primetime special?
I wish they would have. That way people can see. But my thing is...
No, why do you think they did it this way?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I believe they did it this way because they've got nothing, and they want to use selective editing to make it appear that they've got something.
My thing about it is, if it's not the truth, let the people decide.
What was that? If it doesn't fit, you must acquit? Oh, okay. All right, we'll do that. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning. This is John. Up here in Polk County, Lakeland.
Yeah, Lakeland. What's up, Lakeland? Oh, man.
Hey, do you pay that guy to call in?
What, Louisiana? No. All our callers are real. We do not have fake put-up callers. These are just liberals.
He's got to be the dumbest.
Well, if you're a grown adult and you're a liberal Democrat, you're not the brightest bulb. It's understandable when you're young. Your mind hasn't finished developing yet. You don't have any life experience.
Oh my goodness, he's like the comic relief. Oh my goodness, he's got to be the dumbest man ever.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Have you heard Al from Coral Springs call in?
I've heard him, but he's dumber than him.
Really? Wow. Well, Louisiana is dumber than Al from Coral Springs. Oh, wow.
You ever heard the naval term SOS?
Yes.
He's stuck on stupid.
Yes.
Seriously. Stuck on stupid. I mean, I have to call in every time I hear him because, I'm a black man and I listen to him, and we are not all like that man. Good God. Stuck on stupid.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, you don't have to... so you're, as a black man, you're embarrassed of Louisiana?
Very much so.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. All right, Lakeland. All right, take care. Take care. If you were all that brilliant, though, you wouldn't be living in Lakeland. I've told you this before when you've called.
Listen. I love Lakeland.
Oh, my goodness. Who loves Lakeland? I have never heard anyone say they love Lakeland.
Love it.
Oh, my goodness.
America.
You must be the sheriff.
I'm not, but...
Oh, you must be a deputy. You must be... I've never heard someone say they love Lakeland. All right, hey, listen, take care. I appreciate it. Take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Vincent Wellington. How's it going?
All right, Vincent Wellington. What's on your mind?
Yeah, they're going after Bannon now because he's been out there the whole time speaking the truth on his own podcast.
Oh, we got a bad connection. On the cell, Vincent Wellington.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, they're going after Bannon just because he's got an outreach on his own show and podcast. And, I mean, Peter Navarro, these guys are never going to be convicted on any kind of court. This is all just theater. I just can't believe that they're even asking this guy to go back in there, and they're trying to bring up papers and charges against Peter Navarro now. It's almost like they're lashing out of hope, as Democrats.
Listen, they're going to be going after the Trump family forever. You understand that, right? I mean, poor Barron. They're going to be investigating Barron. He's still in school, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I have to disagree that, what we're seeing right now might just be their last desperate attempt before the midterm, because I don't know how you get to the midterm.
Listen, here, I've been talking about this for a year. Their plan with the committee is to declare that Donald Trump took part in an insurrection of the federal government, thereby he is no longer able to hold federal office and he can't run for president. That's what the whole thing is about. The whole thing.
I agree, yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. They're trying to demonize Trump as much as they can.
I want you to think about this. They out of everyone they've arrested and put in the D.C. Gitmo, they've arrested hundreds of people from the Capitol breach. They charged one guy with sedition, and he's been for years an informant of the FBI. This guy from the Proud Boys, Enrique. They charge one of their own people with sedition, an FBI informant. That's what they come on.
Well, Enrique Tarrio got charged for the sedition?
Yeah, and he works for the FBI. He wasn't even in Washington on the day of the Capitol breach.
No, so why would he get charged with sedition?
Because they had to charge somebody, and they probably didn't give him a choice. That he's not going to be convicted of that. They probably told Enrique, this is just for show. It's not going anywhere. Don't worry. We need a headline.
The political theater has got so thick now, you don't know what's what anymore. It's so broad and drawn out. Like, when you listen to Biden speak even, you can tell he has no confidence in what he's saying, and he has no chance of any of the stuff he's talking about passing through the Senate the proper way.
That's right.
So it's all executive fiat, and what we're seeing right now is just, this is a tyrant. We got a tyrant running our country. This is our Pinochet moment in America.
Yeah. Okay, all right, Vincent. Well, take care. Thanks for the call out to dump that one part there. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GIL-KANE-1. Callers on hold, stand by. I've got to wait for the delay to build back up. It's time for a break anyway. And listen, Mike Lindell. Oh, my goodness, this poor guy, Mike Lindell. Look at what the left have done to Mike Lindell. What did Mike Lindell ever do? Support Trump, support MAGA, and give millions of people the best night's sleep they've ever had. And what have they done to him? They've tried to put him out of business. The left even tried to come up with a liberal pillow. That fell apart, remember? David Hogg was going to have a liberal pillow to counter Mike Lindell's pillow. That fell apart. And, you know, I live in a MyPillow household. And right now, at MyPillow.com, with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, many of the top MyPillow products are buy one, get one free right now with our promo code Kane at checkout. The MyPillow 6-piece towel set. I have 2 sets of these. I dry my body off with them each and every morning. Buy one, get one free. They come in many different colors, too. We have them in blue and another set in white. The MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. I have 6 sets of these. Buy one, get one free. You know, the MyPillows themselves are buy one, get one free. That's right. The MyPillow Giza Elegance pillows. My wife and I got 4 of these because they're buy one, get one free. The Giza Elegance pillows are an upscale version of the MyPillow, and the entire outside of it is made of that Giza cotton that the sheets are made out of. There's many other items that are buy one, get one free as well. And let me tell you, the MyPillow bathrobe. My wife and I have the MyPillow bathrobes. They are beautiful robes. They are comfortable. You will love them. They come in many different colors. They got a lot of new colors in. They have a heavy robe, a lighter robe, 2 different styles. 30% off the MyPillow bathrobe with the promo code Kane at checkout. All the specials at MyPillow.com, take advantage of them with our promo code at checkout, K-A-N-E at MyPillow.com. You can take advantage of these specials too by calling 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation.
If you're new here, like the video and subscribe. And good morning, everyone. If you're just joining us, oh man, we got so much to talk about today. Got some audio, sound bites to get to. Let me see here. Where are we? Let's see here. Oh yes. Oh yes. I got some great sound bites. What's up? It is. That's right. Yeah. Father's Day's a week and a half away, you just told me. So what are your Father's Day gifts?
We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse
Yes.
that restore your natural function.
Oh, those Giza pillows are amazing.
All available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8.
Oh yeah, they're trying to shut Mike Lindell down like nobody's business. It's disgusting. These are disgusting people. They're totally disgusting, these people. But they're Democrats. That's what you get when you're dealing with Democrats. Disgusting, low-life people who think that the D.C. Beltway run the United States, not the American people. It's like the Hunger Games, right? All the districts and then the capital, they're the capital. That's right. Nancy Pelosi is President Snow. That's right, Rome. I stand with Mike Lindell, too.
Them on the Steve Kane Show.
Journey wonderful with celebrity cruises. Their breathtaking ships have made them the best premium cruise line 10 years in a row. Join Steve Kane.
Oh man, where is everybody watching us from today? Where are you? Give me a 1 if you love Trump in the chat. Give me a 1 if you love Trump. I'll put a 1 in there myself. There we go. If you love Trump, press 1.
Included with your cruise is the classic beverage package, Wi-Fi, and tips.
Oh yeah. Oh hey Chuck, good morning.
Kane and Brian Craig. Call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
Oh man, what a beautiful day it is outside. It's sunny. I'm looking out over the beach. The sunrise over the beach is beautiful. Oh man, doesn't look like any rain. Lots going on in the news today. Oh man, yeah. Okay, I know everyone's talking about this DA that was recalled in San Francisco. He is going to be replaced by another liberal guy. But I was talking yesterday, so I looked this up today, and it's absolutely amazing that what's happened here. Why is there a crime wave in this country? Why is there a crime wave going on and nothing's being done about it? Where did all these woke district attorneys with their no bail and all this business come from? Listen to this. This is in the Daily Mail today. George Soros-backed groups have spent $40 million to elect 75 progressive prosecutors who don't prosecute crimes over the last 10 years. 1 in 5 Americans, think about this, that's 20% of the U.S. population, 1 in 5 Americans now live in an area that is covered by a George Soros prosecutor. Think about that. 20% of the American population live under the jurisdiction of a pro-crime prosecutor that works for George Soros. That is why there's a massive rise in crime in this country. That's why you see all these wokesters that are in the prosecutor's office around this country. You know, George Soros didn't do this in secret either. I mean, he announced, it was 10 years ago or so, he announced he was going to start backing prosecutors around the country. And we talked about it at the time, and it's been kind of forgotten. Now you know why. There's a crime wave. That's why this guy in New York with his no bail, and he's not budging on it. I don't know what George Soros' game plan is. Do you guys know? I don't know. Maybe he just enjoys toying around with countries. I don't know. That's pretty scary. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Rick, I'm from Iowa.
Rick in Iowa. What's up, Rick in Iowa?
Oh, not much. Just think the primaries went pretty good. Guy Zach Nunn did well last night.
Oh, great. Another victory for President Trump last night?
And Zach Nunn is previous military, and he stands with Trump on every issue almost.
Well, I don't know who that is, but Trump has over 100 primary victories. I don't know. I haven't seen the updated count, but it's well over 100 and only a handful of losses. He set a world record with endorsement wins.
Yeah. Well, Zach Nunn is running for the House of Representatives to go against Cindy Axne.
Yeah, I don't know who she is either. Yeah.
And then District 3, and she originally David Young was in there, and he was a conservative Republican, and she beat him out with one county, only Polk County in Iowa.
Well, you know, America, I've known this for a long time. America is a conservative country. The liberal viewpoint is a minority viewpoint. It seems that it's more popular because liberals infest the media and entertainment industry. So their opinions seem more common and mainstream than they really, truly are. And people are pretty fed up. With, yeah.
21 counties in this District 3, and last time around,
yeah,
with Biden on everything, she only won by one.
How could you? I want you to think about this. Think about this. How could someone stand with anything Biden is doing? He is, you know, Biden was handed a perfect country and a perfect economy from President Trump, and he's wrecked it in record time. Exactly. I mean, you could not wreck the economy worse than this if you were trying to. Hey, listen, I got to run for our break, but thanks for the call from Iowa. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Callers on hold, stand by. Back with the second hour after this.
This is the Talk of South Florida, 95.3, 96.9, AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG Live station.
Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of
Steve Kane Show.
Lindell and MyPillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple MyPillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout, buy one, get free pricing on MyPillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance MyPillows, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, and the MyPillow Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows, and so much more.
I got to start getting to my audio sound bites here after the break. Well, thank you, John. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone, please like the video. When you guys like the video, it tells the YouTube algorithm to recommend this video and all my content to people that haven't discovered me yet.
With the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout. And with each purchase for free, you will get a copy of Mike Lindell's autobiography. biography. Call 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Or go to the radio listener special page at mypillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Now, I'm making a vlog on what I do in the morning. This is my wife's old phone. And since I'm streaming on my phone, I'm using hers for the vlog. So I'm going to record a little behind the scenes during the commercial here. Do you guys mind? I got to put this other mic on. I want to show people what it looks like. Now, we are in our top of the hour break for the 7 o'clock hour. And this is the phone that I'm live streaming on YouTube. You can see the chat. And I watch it down here on my iPad. See, I'm using my wife's old phone. Hold on. I got to hit the next commercial.
This is the Talk of South
Hold on.
Florida, 95.3, 96.9, AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live station.
Morning, you're on the radio.
Okay, and yeah, and this is our delay system. 20 seconds delay we are on. And that tells me how long the commercial will be.
I couldn't believe the price I got on my tires. My car is...
And over here, let me see if I can come in a little bit. Got a little glare there from the sign. But over there, those buildings over there, that's on the beach, that's on the ocean. And one of those buildings, I'm not sure which one from this direction, but one of those buildings actually belongs to President Trump. Isn't that something? Right down the street, one of his beach buildings.
New tires as low as $70 a tire, and when you
There, that's right.
For a price on new and used tires, remember that is
Yeah, this is for a vlog I'm going to put up on YouTube on my channel here.
Of your used tire. He gives you the flat price out the door and on the road when he gives you a quote over the phone. I bought both new and used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate. Here's his number. He will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Friendly Tire in Margate.
All right, we're coming back.
Brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing?
Well, thank you, Kim. Thank you very much.
Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida.
We're coming back for the second hour right now.
Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
You're listening to the
Here we
Steve
go.
Kane Radio Show, the longest running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane with Brian Craig.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 has begun. 5 minutes after the hour. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. The delay has been engaged yet again, has built back up. So we'll go back to our phones. You can't do a talk show and take calls from Democrats without a delay. All right? Because they can't control themselves. You're on the radio. What's your name? What's on your mind, and where are you calling from?
My name is Joe, and I'm calling from Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh, hey, how you doing? It's so perfect that you called in today. You know, you called in from Salem, Mass. We got the January 6th witch hunt going prime time tomorrow. What better perspective to get than someone calling me from Salem? Oh, my goodness.
It's a mess up here. It really is.
Yeah.
A train wreck. It has been that way for years. I mean, it's just getting worse and worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm getting older, we're just my wife and I are looking to relocate to a warmer climate for one thing, but just to get away from all.
Are you and your wife Republicans?
Yes.
Well, you are welcome to come to Ron DeSantis' Free Florida then.
Well, that's one of our places looking at there, Texas, Arizona,
Yeah.
where we can kind of enjoy freedom a little bit more. But I mean, it's always, when I was a kid growing up, I remember remember my parents were hardcore Democrats, and I used to be Democrat. And it was always known as the working class party. And it's migrated now to the party of the non-working class. You know, everything has to be free. There has to be, you got to give everything to everybody. My wife is a registered nurse. She works for the state. And, I mean, she goes into some of the school districts, and, I mean, she has to use children in the classrooms to translate from their language that they came from to English.
Wow.
Students. I mean, it's...
I've heard stories of Massachusetts. They transport a lot of the illegals to Massachusetts, and I've heard stories of guys in middle school and high school with gray hair claiming to be 15.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't, and you feel bad for the kids because it's not the kids' fault, but it's, heaven forbid, should we point the finger at the parents? I mean, here's the thing that always aggravates all my Democrat, people that hold office. I tell them, there's a simple solution to the problem. Cut off the money. If there's no incentive, they won't show up. Because and they can prove it. These parents force march their kids from the Dominican Republic or from Central America. They go all through Mexico and they get to the United States border. I've never heard of one instance, not one, where they kept walking all the way to Canada. Because Canada's very clear. If we catch you, we deport you. And if you show up and we don't catch you, you don't get anything.
That's right. Yeah, they're very strict. That's right.
If you say that out loud, I'm a bigot, I'm a racist, I'm a homophobe. I mean, it's whatever adjective and whatever.
Well, I know you know the answer to this. What was the last school district in America to desegregate their public schools and allow black children to go to school with white children? What school district was the last?
Boston.
That's right. Boston, Massachusetts was the last school district in America to desegregate its school system. So there you got it. That's what the left are all about. Bigots. And that's just what they are. Yeah. What do you think about this January 6th primetime hearing? I'm predicting a big dud. No one's going to care.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't think people have focus on it. They're too worried about what's going on in their own world. As am I. I mean, I'm feeling it the same way. I mean, we do. My wife and I do well, but I mean. But we worked real hard. I mean, everything that we own was never given to us by our parents. Everything in our house we earned, and that's the values I've instilled in them.
Yeah, but you're not doing as well as you were a year and a half ago because no matter how much money you have, it doesn't go as far as it did a year and a half ago.
That's very true. That's very true. And the problem is there doesn't seem to be any end in sight. There's always something you can kind of get an idea. Well, okay, it'll probably pass. 8, 9, 10 months. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, the voters have got to get.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Well, listen, thanks for the call from Salem. All right, take care. I don't think I've gotten a call from Salem, Massachusetts. We get calls from Massachusetts, but not Salem. All right, now let me get callers on hold. Stand by. I want to get to some of the audio sound bites I have for this morning. Jonah Goldberg. Oh, yeah, this was beautiful. This was CNN. Jonah Goldberg is the lone conservative on a panel with 3 women. One of them is Anna Navarro. Now, Anna Navarro will tell you she's a conservative. She's a Republican, but she sure doesn't talk like one. And Jonah Goldberg triggers Anna Navarro. Have any of you seen this? Probably not. You don't watch CNN. But you should because there's meltdowns going on and it's a lot of fun. Jonah Goldberg... It was, the guy from Salem, Massachusetts. These women on the panel, when Jonah Goldberg first starts talking, they get like those girls that were accusing everyone of being a witch. They were freaking out. And this is great. They're talking about the gun control incident because, Matthew McConaughey went to the White House yesterday. You know what I realized yesterday? Of course, Matthew McConaughey is very famous. I went to his Internet Movie Database, and I realized I have not seen very many Matthew McConaughey movies. I've only seen maybe 4 movies that he's been in. That was surprising to me, because I know who he is. A Time to Kill was the one that made him famous. I saw that. I saw Dallas Buyers Club, which is was awful. And there was one or two other ones, I can't remember offhand, that I actually saw. I've not seen that many Matthew McConaughey movies. It really surprised me. And when I went through his Internet Movie Database, most of the movies he's made I've never heard of. And the ones I've heard of, for the most part, I'd never want to even bother watching. So, but anyway, this is why they were talking about Uvalde yesterday. Jonah Goldberg with a new coven, right? We got the, well, you know what? Anna Navarro is a part of the Coven of the View. So she's established a second coven on this CNN panel. Listen to this.
Outrage is entirely valid and justified. But if we're going to be telling people you can't switch lanes, you're absolutely right to be outraged about the crime. But if we're going to tell people they should be terrified about their kids being dropped off at school, we should remind them that their kids are in more danger on the drive to school, statistically, than they are at the school.
Hear that? He said that they're freaking out, right? The three women on the panel, they're turning into the coven mode. He said that a child is in more danger in the car on the drive to school than they are from a mass shooter when they're at school. Well, that counters the narrative, and these three ladies are just having a fit.
But listen, a child's life cannot be a statistic, right? You can't tell the parents of Joaquin Oliver of Parkland. You can't tell Fred Gutenberg.
Yeah, but that's
you
moral
can't
bullying.
tell my
I'm
cousin.
making a basic point to say that you shouldn't tell people that they should be terrified.
If it were your child, it would not be a statistic. It would be a tragedy that you would never, ever
That's moral
recover from.
bullying.
Why is it moral bullying?
Making it sound as if I don't have compassion for these people.
You're
Of course
talking
I do.
about a statistic and probabilities that we should.
I'm saying you shouldn't tell American, you shouldn't tell the audience that this is the thing, that they should be so terrified, paralyzed with fear about their own kids, when their kids are more likely to die from a lot of other things.
Well, hold on, so they're more likely of going to school. And you know what happened because of that? What happened because of that is that we have car seat laws that passed, that we have seatbelt laws, that we have speed laws.
Okay.
And so it used to be that more people died of car accidents. More kids died of car accidents. More kids died of pool accidents. We have fences around pools because we passed regulation in this is one of the only places where not doing anything has become status quo and something as a country we accept. And shame on us for accepting that. And I'm not morally bullying you. I've got children I care about, and you do too.
Yeah, I do. But when you're making it sound as if you point out that there are the risks to your kids are that there are greater things. If you want to protect your kids, there are other things that you have more control and agency over than random madmen shooting up schools.
So we shouldn't do anything about it?
No, I don't know why you keep wanting to go to that. This is
because you're making this into a statistics conversation.
No, I'm trying
Instead of about the fact that there's children being buried in coffins adorned with Superman decals.
And I said I am morally outraged by that. I think it's grotesque, and one shot child is too many as far as I'm concerned. But if you're going to take that moral outrage and then tell people they should be paralyzed with fear that this is going to happen to them and their kids, you're doing them a disservice.
I'm not telling them they should be paralyzed with fear. I'm telling them they should pick up the phone and call their senators and telling them that it's been 10 years in Sandy Hook and that we haven't done anything is a national shame. So paralyzed with fear and paralyzed with acceptance and resignation is what we've been for the last 10 years. And it's enough of that. No more paralysis. Get your asses in gear and call your senators.
That's fine. I'm doing analysis. I am not doing activism. And if
okay. So this was a beautiful exchange. What's missing from the three ladies that are screaming and having this meltdown with Jonah Goldberg, what is it that they want to do? What is it they want to do? You think that having some restriction on an AR-15? I saw a story today. Let me share this with you. A story here. This is this happened. Where did this happen? This happened in Orlando, Florida. Okay? And I guess I came across this story because I am in Florida, and it came up through my local news feed. Listen to this. A 10-year-old girl in Orlando was arrested on a murder charge after she shot and killed a woman in the head. You heard me right. A 10-year-old girl in Orlando was arrested on a murder charge after she allegedly shot and killed a woman in the head who was involved in a fight with her mother, and then yelled, after she shot her in the head, the 10-year-old girl yelled, quote, "You shouldn't have messed with my mother, unquote. The 10-year-old child was arrested Tuesday, more than a week after authorities said she fatally shot the 41-year-old woman in the head on Memorial Day. Orlando police said the girl's mother and the neighbor got into an argument that led to a physical fight outside of their apartment building in Orlando, Florida last week. The mother handed her daughter a bag that contained a gun. The girl took the gun out and fired 2 rounds, striking the other woman. She fell to the ground with a gunshot wound to the head, according to police. Police told the local news outlet WESH Television that the 10-year-old girl allegedly yelled, "You shouldn't have messed with my mother," after she fired the deadly shot. The gunshot victim was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. The girl is facing a charge of second-degree murder. Keep in mind, 10-year-old girl. She was taken into custody and placed with a local juvenile justice center. Her mother was arrested last week on charges of manslaughter by culpable negligence, child neglect, negligent storage of a firearm, and aggravated assault with a firearm. Online records show the mother was appointed an attorney from the public defender's office. And by the way, Orlando, even though this is Ron DeSantis' Florida, free Florida, Orlando is a very liberal town and county up there. Okay, so Matthew McConaughey, yeah, I saw Dazed and Confused as well, okay? I have not seen very many of his movies, Matthew McConaughey, but anyway, he wants to raise the age of the AR-15 to 21, and that's what they're all talking. That's going to solve everything. This is a 10-year-old girl who is not even close to. She's just a little over halfway to 18. She had a handgun and shot a woman dead. How is raising the age to 21 going to stop anything? And you know, they're talking about just Matthew McConaughey. I watched his whole thing there yesterday at the White House. Matthew McConaughey is talking about raising the age to 21 to purchase only the AR-15, not other weapons. You know, if you look at, there's a lot of shootings that the mainstream media and the Democrats don't want to talk about. Klebold and Harris, Columbine, they had handguns. They had a bunch of guns, but I remember they had handguns. Remember this? Remember how they got their guns? They weren't old enough to buy guns at all, right? A straw purchase. They got someone they knew who was old enough to buy the guns for them. There was an incident about 15 or 20 years ago where a middle school student shot his teacher in the head. Right here, it was in Delray area, dead at the school. He went home, got his, I believe it was his grandfather's gun, went to school with the handgun and shot his teacher dead. About that same time, 15, 20 years ago, there was an incident where a first grade student shot another student in the classroom dead, took a gun that belonged to an adult in the home. I think that was a grandfather too, come to think of it. But took a gun to school, a first grader, and shot another first grader dead. This story here, a 10-year-old girl got her mother's handgun, shot this 41-year-old woman dead, shot her twice. This age requirement isn't a solution. It's throwing something to the liberal mob to make them think that they've done something. You know, this story in Orlando is the beginning of a solution. The mother was arrested and charged with manslaughter, child neglect, and these other crimes because she had a gun in a place that was accessible to her underage daughter. She gave it to her in her handbag. You know, this Uvalde shooter, his entire family are criminals. His father's a convict. His mother's got crimes. Even the grandmother that he shot in the face has a criminal history. You've got to put responsibilities on the family member. Sandy Hook was the mother's guns, wasn't it? Now, Parkland and Uvalde, they went out and bought the guns. I get it. But that's making it so they cannot buy an AR-15 or any other gun. That's not a solution, because most of these shootings that happen with young people, they're not their guns anyway. They get them from someone else. It's just a feel-good solution so they can tell the liberal mob we did something when they've really done nothing. All right, our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Do you suffer from neuropathy, back pain, shoulder pain, or osteoarthritis? Stop the suffering and stop the pain. Call Lighthouse Medical Center, 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation when you mention you heard them on the radio. 754-222-6642 or online.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
LighthouseMedicalCenter.com.
Steve Kane Radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. I went over to a Champagne Automotive.
Okay, hold on. Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Oh. Oh, man. Welcome. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and everyone like the video. We're just in a commercial break right now. And I wanted to pull something up to share with you guys. I talked about on my podcast last night. This is something else. Got to pull this up. Where is this? By the way, you guys can follow me on Truth Social at Real Brian Craig on Truth Social.
And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the
I'm looking for something I want to share. It's on my Twitter feed. I tweeted this yesterday. Now I can't find it. I'll find it. Here we go. This is an absolute amazing statistic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
rejuvenation and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of
Wait till you hear this when I get back. You won't want to miss this.
fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for
All right, welcome back, everyone. 24 minutes after the hour. Callers on hold, stand by. I found this chart yesterday, which I thought was fascinating. Jack Posobiec. You guys know Jack Posobiec? He's awesome. He tweeted this out a day or two ago, and I saw it, and it's amazing. He found the international statistics from gunpolicy.org that are gun homicides per 100,000 guns owned in that country. And there's a list of 23 nations. On that list, the top 23 nations, I want you to think about this now, the top 23 nations, gun homicides per 100,000 guns owned. Where do you think the United States falls on that list? If you listen to the mainstream media, if you listen to the Democrats, if you listen to Matthew McConaughey, we'd be right there at number 1. This only happens in America. Now, I'm not going to troll for calls to guess what number, okay? Gun homicides per 100,000 guns owned. There's 23 nations listed on that list. The United States is number 22, next to last. The fewest homicides per guns owned is Canada. The United States, 5.49 guns owned. 5.49 homicides per 100,000 guns owned. 5.5. Number 1 is Mexico with 1,268.25 homicides per 100,000 guns owned. After that, Trinidad and Tobago, 790.7 homicides per 100,000 guns owned. It goes in the list. It goes Mexico, Trinidad and Tobago, El Salvador, Brazil, Honduras, Belize, Colombia, Peru. They're all above the United States. Guatemala, 139.96 homicides per 100,000 guns owned. Ecuador, Nicaragua, this is the order from top to bottom. Panama, Costa Rica, Argentina, Paraguay, Bolivia, Guyana, Uruguay, Chile. It's like listing the people's country of origin from the caravan. All of those countries have more homicides per 100,000 guns owned than the United States. In fact, our homicide rate is one of the lowest in the world, if you look at these numbers. I think it's a pretty interesting statistic, don't you? All right, let's go to our phones. Every line on the board is lit. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Brian.
Yes. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
That was fast. Vanessa from Indiana.
Hey, Vanessa. What's up?
Hi. Well, about all this legislation that Biden wants to get through on gun control. I saw Marjorie Taylor Greene. She exposed Lindsey Graham. He's going to vote for everything Biden wants.
You know, Lindsey Graham just goes with the wind. You know, he needs, you know, whoever is the man at the time, that's where he goes. It used to be John McCain, then he was with Trump. So now he's with who's ever the big man on campus these days. You can't trust Lindsey Graham.
No, and he campaigned in 2019 on no gun compensation. You know, he's pro-gun, but now he's not.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. She exposed him in a video clip, and I've seen it twice. You know, once on Facebook and once on Getter, and he's going to do it. He's going.
Well, you know, it's this thing with I know they're all excited that Matthew McConaughey. Who cares what a Hollywood actor has to say about an important issue? You know what I was wondering about Matthew McConaughey? That was a very dramatic presentation. I watched it, and he did the thing with the shoes. That's how they got, and it was sad. I mean, I was tearing up. But I was asking myself, was Matthew McConaughey being himself, or was he acting?
Well, being that he has his young childhood was down in Uvalde, maybe it's sincere for him, but he's not a politician, he's an actor.
Yeah.
Oh, bless his heart, but no, he's wrong. He's wrong, and we have the Second Amendment for a reason.
Well, yeah. All right, take care. Thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Andrea.
Oh, hey, Andrea. What's on your mind?
So, I'm going to kind of piggyback off the last caller that said Marjorie Taylor Greene exposed Lindsey Graham, because I saw Pat Toomey go on Face the Nation this Sunday and state that he has Republican support for gun legislation.
Are they specific about what legislation they're talking about, though? What does that mean?
The person who was interviewing him was talking about, well, you know, what does that look like? Much stricter background checks, and like he gave a very broadband answer, but the fact still remains. He said that there is enough Republican support.
No, they don't have enough Democrat support. You know, a lot of Democrats, especially in the House of Representatives, I haven't heard this term in a while, but they used to talk about blue dog Democrats, which were Democrats, but from conservative Democrat areas. They don't have enough Democrats to pass any of their hardcore, meaningful things. And even at the height of the fear of this, during the Clinton era, they did that assault weapons ban, and that was only temporary. And I've been talking about this all week, and last week too. Right now, the biggest sellers of guns are Democrats. Guns are selling at record highs right now. Gun stocks, the companies, some of these are publicly traded companies, the stocks are through the roof. Democrats, Biden, Ana Navarro, CNN, they're the biggest marketers of guns. That when Democrats are in power, gun sales go through the roof. So if they want to curb gun ownership, stop talking about gun control. I'm serious.
I don't know. I just feel that we're in a very different time in this country, and I'm concerned about
James
it.
Rosen. Yeah, you're right, Chaplain.
It is 100% true.
Well, yeah.
Bought them at the start of the pandemic, and you are correct, they are through the roof.
Yeah, and AR-15 prices, I bet, are going through the roof too. You know, James Rosen had a question for Matthew McConaughey. He ran away. He said, "Are you showboating, Matthew McConaughey?" Remember that? And then he ran away. Yeah, I don't know if he was showboating or not, but I think he was definitely acting. Hey, Andrea, I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. Always appreciated, because Andrea always has something good to say. We're going to take our break. Only one opening on the board at 1-888-GO-KANE 1. 888-465-2631. So call us on hold, stand by. Steve Kane will be joining us after the break here at the bottom of the hour, and we will go back to your phone calls. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We will be back right after this.
From neuropathy, back pain, shoulder pain, or osteoarthritis, stop the suffering and stop the pain. Call Lighthouse Medical Center, 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation when you mention you heard them on the radio. 754-222-6642.
Steve Kane Show.
Online
yep, hold on.
lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Hey, it's John Tesh. Are you a sales professional looking to take your
Steve
career
Kane
to
Show.
the next level? Join the sales team of one
Hey,
of
Jay.
the fastest growing radio stations in Palm
Steve
Beach
Kane
County.
Show.
We're looking for a self-motivated closer to join
Hold
the
on.
ranks and
Steve
be a
Kane
part
Show.
of not only the most fun radio group in South Florida,
Okay.
but the one that pays the highest commission. Email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. You can be a part of a great industry that's fun and has a six-figure income potential. So if you're a sales professional who has worked in the advertising sales industry or a recent college graduate looking to start your career, email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. A great job with the highest radio sales commissions in Palm Beach County awaits you. VCMG is an equal opportunity employer.
Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental is the official dentist.
Oh, man, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. I'm looking for my reading glasses. They're in my pocket.
To a Steve Kane listener share their experience with Dr. Gupta.
Hi, this is Tim. One of
And of
your
course,
loyal
you're
listeners,
all welcome to
and I
call
just
in.
wanna
Our
thank
board
you
is
for,
full right now.
turning me on to Dr. Gupta. I went over to him yesterday, and I had a great experience.
DM, good morning. Lisa, call the show. Don't be a coward.
There and has a beautiful place.
Well, what's Lisa have to say?
I thank you guys very much. Have a great
How would I feel if the gun shops were closed? I'd feel very bad about that.
Show. Make Dr. Gupta the official dentist of your family. Give him a call. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. Online, BrightonDentalCare.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
All right, we are back with a full board of calls. I'm Brian. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve.
You.
Oh, man. I tell you, every line on the board is lit. Do you want to go to the phones? What do you want to do?
I don't know. I'd like to talk a little bit about what you've been talking about.
Okay. Stand by, callers.
A lot of feeling about what's going on with Matthew McConaughey, who, by the way, is one of my favorite actors. Even though I'm hard-pressed to remember a lot of his films, there's one Matthew McConaughey film that escapes me. It's easy for everybody else. Brian knows this because he's my internet source. If I need something from the internet, because I'm internet illiterate, I don't know whether to be ashamed of that or proud of that. But what I call magic thinking, that's what's going on here with liberals.
Yeah.
It's especially popular. And the magic thinking with liberals, if there is a problem, there is automatically, like a force of the universe that balances out, there is a solution for every problem. And the fact is, that is not reality. There is not, because there is a problem does not mean that if you do something like pass a law, that all of a sudden that problem goes away. And
that's right.
A lot of these discussions, they make sense in the abstract, but when push comes to shove, these solutions are really...
The gun control, it's one of those putting the toothpaste back in the tube problems.
Yes, that's a large part of it, But early on, I started keeping track when these crimes would occur with guns, and I would take the situation, this is especially true with school shootings, that if you take the gun out of the scenario, it probably would have happened anyway. In a different way, you know, but there's always a place to get guns, especially if laws don't stop people who are not inclined to, in their life, to pay attention to the law.
Correct.
So that it gets very frustrating sometimes. My McConaughey film, I'll throw it out, I know somebody will know it. It's a horror movie, strange to say. It's a brilliant horror movie about an evil spirit that takes over a guy's body. I'll leave it at that. If you know which movie I'm talking about, it's an exorcist type film where the devil from one body to the next.
Yeah.
Great horror film. For those of you,
really a horror. That one doesn't sound familiar to me.
Oh, you'll know it when somebody calls in.
Okay. Well, listen, we've got a full board of calls. Our number is, all right, our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Hey.
Is this Mr. Brian?
Yes.
Calling from the great city of Deerfield Beach.
Oh, okay. Janet in Deerfield.
I just want to say, these gun laws they want to put up, as you probably know, they don't work.
Well, yeah, you know, there's a 100% prohibition on murdering people, you know, and they still happen. Well, you know, I mean, I know that's a ridiculous thing to say, but the outlaws don't obey the laws. That's why they're outside of the law. That's right.
Sure, exactly. It's just like during Prohibition. Nobody really wanted to drink before they shut them off, and then there was, you know, 10,000 easy.
Yeah, well, you know what it's what Steve was saying is right, that the liberals think there's a solution to every problem. Rush used to talk about this, that liberals believe, and they really believe this, that if we would just do everything they wanted us to do, that we would live in a complete utopian society where everything would be perfect, and that's just not the case.
Yeah, we got a lot of bad people, and they need to behind bars.
And another, hey, by the way, thanks for the call. You know, if you notice, though, there really, even with Matthew McConaughey's appearance yesterday, no solutions. I didn't hear any solutions to anything. Raise the age to 21 for the AR-15, so then an 18-year-old will just buy something else. I don't know.
Mostly what you would call a feel-good solution.
Yeah, yeah.
Give you peace of mind at the moment, as long as you don't think about them too carefully.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you think about them carefully, you say, gosh, I guess that's not really very realistic.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. That's the number. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is JJ from Mass.
Hey, JJ.
Hey, JJ.
Morning,
What's up?
Yep. Good morning, Steve and Brian. Not much.
Good morning.
It's a great show. Great show this morning. Just a few comments. The gun stuff just gets more and more infuriating. It's they never talk about how many lives are saved by guns. The statistic you brought up, Brian, is perfect. Out of the 20, number 22. I mean, it's just criminals don't care about the law. But as far
Matthew, yesterday, in terms of what you watched yesterday on television, did Matthew McConaughey's presence give you confidence?
Please, Matthew McConaughey.
God, no, didn't. I'm kind of sad that he did that. I think he means well. I mean, I like as far as I don't know the movie you're talking about. I like the Lincoln Lawyer, but no, he didn't give me any confidence. It's but that is eye candy and food.
Well, listen, this thing with Matthew McConaughey, he was kind of guilty. He was born in Uvalde, but it's not the demographics changed quite a bit since he was there, and he was kind of guilted into the whole deal. But I did not appreciate the beginning of his presentation with the shoes, of the girl, and they identified the girl with the shoe. I know the parents gave him the shoes, so goes the story. It was too, yeah, and those shoes looked brand new out of the box, and it didn't end, I didn't appreciate it. I thought it was in bad taste.
He basically, there's just, he basically pushed more division by doing that. It's like, I can't think of...
You can't go to the White House and say, this is a nonpartisan issue, I'm here with Biden. Or a Republican. You go to the partisan place and say it's nonpartisan. You know who says things are not partisan and there's a solution, we just all have to do it? Dictators. That's who say things, yeah.
Matthew McConaughey's flirting with politics is nothing new, you know. He's been talking about a political run for quite a while.
That saved a lot of lives. You know, Matthew, I mean, it's crazy, but, you know, as far as the gun thing, I mean, I know it's your guys' show, but you were talking about January 6th. I couldn't agree more with the callers.
Mm-hmm.
The only people going to be watching January 6th, that crap is hardcore Dems and people who have to watch.
Well, Steve and I are obligated because we have to be prepared to be on the air. I mean, you know, but you think I want to watch it? Do you really think I want to watch it?
I want to watch it.
A quick question for you, Steve and Brian, on this Bannon situation with him, subpoenaing and going to be able to depose Pelosi. Do you even think there's going to be a trial now?
Of Bannon?
And Nancy Pelosi. I can't imagine Nancy Pelosi going under oath.
No, what's gonna happen is Bannon and his team are gonna drag this out till the blue flush and the red tsunami take over Congress, and all these things will disappear.
Going under oath.
For people that don't know what we're talking about, Steve Bannon, who, like Peter Navarro, has refused to cooperate with this kangaroo committee, and so he's going to court. He has subpoenaed Nancy Pelosi and the entire January 6th committee.
Yeah, I just see when I heard that this morning. I heard that this morning on your show.
Yes.
Anything about Bannon? When I heard that, I'm like, okay, that's not going to go to trial. I figured they were going to try to stretch it out, but there's no way Nancy Pelosi.
The last thing Nancy Pelosi wants is to be put under oath.
Yeah, that's like put her in jail, throw away the key.
Yeah. Hey, listen, thanks for the call, man. All right, you too. Take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brenda, Texas.
Brenda in Texas. What's on your mind?
The caravan that's coming, that's all these people that they're letting,
Okay, let me put this in perspective. Since you're in Texas, let me put this in perspective for you, and you can share this with your fellow Texans. There is a movement of 15,000 people approaching the U.S. southern border with Texas right now from Mexico. This is a force 5 times larger than Santa Anna's army that wiped out the Alamo during the War of Texan Independence. Think about that. 5 times the size of Santa Anna's army.
Tell you this, Biden left all those weapons in Afghanistan. How many of them are bringing those weapons here?
I think they still have their Fast and Furious weapons down in Mexico that Obama gave them.
Oh, yes, they have those too.
Yeah. I tell you, these Democrats, they know how to... They're about gun control, but they sure know how to arm bad guys, huh?
Stocked up.
Did you hear this idiot George Takei, Sulu from Star Trek? Oh my! I've been out to dinner with George Takei. Yeah, you don't want to go out to dinner with George Takei. All George Takei talks about is the internment of Americans of Japanese descent in World War II. That's all he talks about. But anyway. Yeah, I know. He's obsessed. I went snorkeling with George Takei, and he underwater with the snorkel. He's talking about internment camps. But anyway, no. Getting back to this, he was talking. He says, these AR-15s, the people of Ukraine could really use these guns. We should ship them all there. Yeah, they've been arming up civilians, including teenagers in Ukraine, since the attack by Putin, and civilians have been using AR-15s to defend their homes for months now in Ukraine. Yes. You know, I mean, this guy, he does understand what he's talking about.
Let me explain this. Okay. In Nazi Germany, they used names to, they called Jews Jesus killers. They used names to degrade people, just like the Democrats use racist, just like the Democrats use...
oh, I see. You saw your Senator Ted Cruz speak yesterday.
Oh no, I've been doing my own research since the Clintons were in office.
Yeah. All right. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call from Texas. Take care. I looked at the clock. We got to take a break, okay? Listen, we're going to take a quick break. Yeah, callers on hold, stand by. We will go back to our very busy phones after this break. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. We have an opening on the board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We'll be back right after this.
Security is giving away a free video doorbell camera, a free home security system, and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. How would you like a free doorbell camera? Call 1-833-283-5050, and Sloman's will give you a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation
Steve Kane Show.
Shield. The system includes an LED touchscreen,
Steve Kane Show.
detector, 3 contacts, a backup battery,
Hold
and
on.
a professionally installed video doorbell camera. Call now
1-833-283-5050.
That's 1-833-283-5050.
Steve Kane Show.
From neuropathy,
Oh, hey, Becky, hold on.
shoulder pain, or osteoarthritis? Stop the suffering and stop the pain. Call Lighthouse Medical Center, 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation when you mention you heard them on the radio. 754-222-6642 or online at Lighthouse Medical.
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and everyone like the video. I put up a lot of content here. We're live weekday mornings from 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern, talking like this and taking calls. I upload my podcast here and a lot of great vlog content too. We'll be back in just about a minute and a half from the break.
And I called Costco, Sam's Club. They wanted triple of what he sold me the 2 brand new tires for. So I wanted to thank you on that. And he went out of his way. He called me right back. I was in and out of there in 20 minutes.
Friendly Tire in Margate, Friendly Mike. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, and he has thousands of used tires in stock. New tires as low as $70 a tire. And when you call Friendly Mike for a price on new and used tires, remember, that is out the door and on the road.
That's right.
He doesn't charge you to balance the tire, to mount the tire, or even dispose of your used tire. He gives you the flat price out the door and on the road when he gives you a quote over the phone. I bought both new and used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate. Here's his number. He will give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Friendly Tire in Margate.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane here. I'm Brian. Let's go to Becky in California. Early morning for you. Good morning, Becky.
Hi. Calling about the baby formula situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Becky.
I don't hear a lot of... Hi. I don't hear a lot of mothers protesting. I mean, this is ridiculous. Mexico has Formula Y. They have formula from the same companies that we have in the U.S. Why aren't people revolting?
Well, I think the mothers, I understand what you're saying. I'd like to see some mothers out there protesting, but I think they're too busy running around and networking, trying to find food for their babies. They don't have time to go protest. That's part of it. But I was talking earlier, Steve, I saw a video online yesterday. A conservative guy, went down to Mexico, and he went to the grocery stores. Not one empty spot on the shelf where baby formula goes. They have everything in stock, including American brands. He went to a Costco. They have Costco. Yes, he went to a Costco in Mexico. They have pallets and pallets at the Mexican Costco of American brand baby formula.
Level of the government's concern. The government cares more about the Mexicans than they do about us.
That's right.
I feel that this is being done on purpose to further stress us out.
You give Biden too much credit.
Well, is Biden behind? I don't think many ideas are coming from.
Who in?
I think a lot of it comes from Biden's people, or people. Let's put it this way: people Biden is trying to cater to.
Steve Kane
Show. Beholden to Biden.
Yes, but this is another stressor. If you look at things that will stress you out and break you down, I mean, attacking inside your household. We've got threats of food shortages coming.
That's right.
We've got threats of our paychecks becoming less and less valuable. I just heard today that truckers are quitting because they are having to pay so much to fill their tanks, and they're going out of business.
Well, a lot of truck drivers are owner-operators, and they can't, the fill up the tank is a lot of money these days of diesel. Diesel's through the roof.
Exactly. I don't drive much. My tank, normally I can fill it up with $35. I spent $65 the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow. But,
yeah.
We're under such stress that this is just...
Well, you know what I feel? I don't know about to stress this out. I feel like the Democrats want to punish us for our love and support of Donald Trump. I think that a lot of it's that.
A little of it, at the very least.
Yeah.
I agree with that too. But you know what? Trump all the way.
I want to talk. You, what part of California are you in?
I'm in Riverside.
I don't know where that is. What part of California?
Southern California.
Okay, so I was talking to Steve before the show. Fox News they're like celebrating like it's 1999 with this DA recall in San Francisco. The mayor is going to appoint his replacement. He's just going to appoint another wokester who's going to hide it. I mean, I don't know why they're celebrating this recall of this one woke guy, but I was reading this morning, and this was shocking to me, and it tells you why there's a massive crime wave. 20% of the American population, I want you to hear this, 1 in 5 Americans, 20% of the U.S. population live in an area that is under the jurisdiction of a prosecutor that was backed by George Soros. So that's why there's a crime wave in this country. We have these pro-crime prosecutors who don't prosecute crimes.
Is there anybody out there that believes that Soros is going to stop recruiting after this loss?
Oh, no. The guy that's replacing him will probably be Soros guy. He'll just hide it. Fox News sometimes, I don't know what they're talking about. This is,
Anything is a first step at this point.
I guess. He's got to hide his wokeism in San Francisco. I know. Hey, Becky. Yeah, go ahead. I'll give you the last word.
One more comment. This huge influx of immigrants that are coming, with up to 15,000, it'll probably grow more by the time it hits our border.
You can bet on that.
Crazy. I mean, why should I work? Why should I work if I'm going to support all these people with my tax dollars?
And you know what? In Southern California, it's probably not the problem it used to be because the California part of the Great Wall of Trump was completed, right?
That I don't know.
Yeah, the influx heads towards Texas more because the wall drives them to the holes in it, where they didn't let Trump finish it. Yeah.
Going everywhere anyways. They're being bused, trucked, whatever.
That's right.
Flown and dispersed throughout the country.
Is California lost? I would really like to see President Trump do a California rally just to let you guys know we're there for you.
Would be
that
fun,
would be great.
I think there'd be a huge turnout. I think there are so many Republicans in California that just figure why bother.
I would be amazed if it doesn't happen before it's all over.
Yeah.
He's going to campaign.
He's never done a rally in California. Never.
Yeah, but this situation is unique, let's face it.
Yeah.
The whole thing is a first
getting
time.
back to the baby formula, sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
A little. Can your one of you, your big name people?
Oh yes.
Meet Johnson, the Infamil maker, and see if you can talk to one of their reps. What is happening with the formula in this country?
All you'll get are lies.
run around looking for formula, and I ship it to another state for my 9-month-old grandchild. That is crazy. She's got 3 little guys. By the time she gets ready and in the car, the formula's gone. People post on Facebook, oh, they have this, that, and here, and by the time she gets there, it's empty.
Yeah, yesterday my wife bought baby formula from a local Target. It was their last baby formula they have, and we're mailing it to somebody out of state that has a baby.
So
that's terrible.
I would like to see somebody in the public, not the government, because I don't trust anything coming out of them. I would like to see a report done by a reliable person. I spoke to the Infamil people. And
you'll get nothing but lies from Infamil. You'll get nothing but lies.
That are doing this are insulated.
Yeah, you'll never get the truth from those people. Hey, listen, thanks for the call, Becky from California. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. I think they put the phone down. Maybe we'll hear an interesting conversation in the background. Once, twice. All right, that's it. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? A lot of people putting... All right, we're big in Massachusetts today. This is the 4th call from Massachusetts this morning. Yeah.
People are disgusted with what's going on.
Yeah.
Regarding
join the club.
Regarding George Soros, his Open Society Foundation finances a lot of these caravans invading our country.
Oh yes, I'm sure of that.
Besides him funding campaigns for crooked DA.
What do you think his game is? I think George Soros just likes to play with the planet. I just think he enjoys it.
He wants to destroy the U.S.
Why?
What did we ever do to him?
Yeah, I'm not sure of. It has to do with things that he was taught by his, I think it was a Nazi uncle of his or something.
He turned Jews into the Nazis in the Second World War.
Said that it was the best time of his life.
He did.
It's an interview. From what I've read, it's never been aired in the U.S., but it's from overseas, where he says that he wants to destroy the U.S. He can't do to the U.S. what he's done to many countries throughout the world that don't want him in their country. For example, I don't know if he's still President Duarte said that Soros belongs in hell, and if he steps foot in the Philippines, he'll put him in hell.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Very passionate about Soros. All right, now listen, we're coming up on the top of the hour break. Callers on hold, stand by. There's only one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We've touched on a lot of topics today. You're welcome to call in about anything we've brought up since 6 a.m. We'll take our break for the top of the hour, come back with your calls. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here with us. We'll be back right after this.
Talk of South Florida, 95.3, 96.9, AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG Live station.
I checked the temperature this morning before I
Steve
left.
Kane Show.
Today it's going to be almost 90 degrees here in South Florida.
Steve Kane Show.
The hot weather.
Hold on.
It's already here.
Steve Kane Show.
It's only going to get hotter. On the line from Cut My Kilowatts.
Hold on.
We have
Steve Kane Show.
From Cut My Kilowatts. He's going to tell you how he can save you big money on your electric bill.
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. I know you're going to love this channel. I promise you will. And everyone, please like the video if you've not already done so. Yeah, I'm making a vlog. I've been doing it all day since I got up this morning of what I do before I leave the house and everything. And I did a little behind the scenes a little while ago, and I'll finish it after the show. And that vlog, when I'm done with it and put it on YouTube, I'll make it exclusive to the Patreon supporters first. So if you're a Patreon supporter, you'll get to see that vlog before anybody else.
let's explain to people what radiant barrier is. We have known
This is our top of the hour break. We'll be back and on the air live in about
every summer here on the Steve Kane Show. In the
about 3 minutes.
how hot does an attic get during the summer, Scott?
It can get, depending on what kind
Well,
of
thank you,
roof it
Jamie.
has, with a shingle or tile.
Thank you very much.
Hottest, 140, 150, even 160 degrees.
Yeah, and
Well,
what
thank
that
you,
does
Evil Genius.
is that 150, 160 degree heat in your attic makes your ceiling hot.
Yeah, the show has flown by. Yeah, I got to rush out of here, too. Hey, how you doing? At the end of the show, I got to take my dog to the vet for a procedure this morning. I got to have her there by 9:30, and I got to rush home and pick her up and take her to the vet,
Radiant barrier is like a big aluminum
and then drop her off.
goes on the underside on the roof deck below the trusses, so there's an air gap. So it
Hey,
doesn't
Debbie,
hit
good
the roof,
morning.
And it basically just turns the heat wave that comes down off the roof around and pushes it back up out the roof. So it makes your roof function like a white shingle reflective roof. You know, you see those white roofs on people's houses. They put them on because it cuts their electric bill 25-30%. Same thing with radiant barrier. You put it in on the underside of your roof deck. You know, it's like $1 a square foot, and we've even got a special if you spend $2,000.
Yeah, you will not find a program that is more pro-Trump than this one anywhere on the planet Earth, I promise you. Steve Kane Show.
Traditional insulation, and we do ductwork, so we can do like the complete job.
Hold on. I've got a full board of calls here, so we'll go back to the calls after this break.
Now listen, it's getting hot today. It's going to be about 88.
Oh, thank you, Itchy Brain. Yeah, that was a fun video to make.
Of the summer yet. We will be soon. And because of that,
Yeah, I hope she'll be okay too. I was up a lot last night because we couldn't give her any food or water, and she was up. Just I didn't get much sleep because she was up. She wanted food and water. We couldn't give her any because of this procedure. It was awful. Felt so sorry for her.
First, you can give Scott a call at 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Yeah, and she's a rescue dog, you know, and she's got a lot of issues about food and everything from her stray days. So I just felt awful.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets?
Yeah, Steve's cat, he had to put his cat down this week, and his kids and wife, they went out and got him a new cat yesterday that looks just like the one that passed away. Just got the new cat yesterday.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions. This is the Talk of South Florida, 95.3, 96.9, AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG Live station.
You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show.
Here we
the
go.
Longest running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane with Brian Craig.
All right, third hour has begun. Every line on the board is lit, Steve. So, yeah. What was that?
Crazy. The horror movie that Matthew
McConaughey.
whatever way you want to pronounce it. I'm trying to remember. It's starting to gnaw at me now.
It doesn't sound familiar to me. I wanted to before we go to the phones though. I wanted to play a soundbite or two. I got up really early this morning and did all this production. I want to play some of it. You know, gas prices are really high right now. And back in 2006, when George W. Bush was president, a senior United States senator came up and was very critical of high gas prices and gave us an explanation as to why we had high gas prices in 2006. That was Senator Joe Biden from Delaware. So, yeah, this is Senator Joe Biden from Delaware in 2006 talking about high gas prices under GW.
With oil prices, we were at our conference lunch today, and someone said, you know, oil's going to go to $4 a gallon, and Senator Boxer, sitting next to me, said it's already $4 a gallon in my hometown in California. Well, it is well over $3 a gallon in most of our constituencies, and we're paying that money, in my view, because we lack an energy policy.
No. Yeah, no energy policy. $3 gas. It's outrageous. It's over 10 now in California. But you know, I wonder how many people in this audience did not recognize that as the voice of Joe Biden, because now he's out of it. I can, yeah.
Sound like him.
Well, it sounded what he used to look. Now he sounds like the.
Was the whole difference the age?
Whatever condition he's suffering from, because now that doesn't sound like. I mean, when I played that clip, I'm not kidding you. I thought I hit the wrong soundbite. For a second there, because it didn't sound like the Joe Biden I hear every day. But oh my goodness, it really shows you how far he's declined. You know, it really does. Because voices don't change that much. Your voice sounds the same as it did. Yeah, exactly. All right, well, listen, we got a full board of calls. Did that not sound like Joe Biden or not? All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. The phones are ringing. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Alan, Washington, D.C.
Oh, Liberal Al. Hey, Liberal Al.
The name of the movie, there's two of them. Frailty is one, and the other one is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That was the remake.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was not Matthew McConaughey.
No, they did a remake.
Frailty sounds correct.
Yeah. You know, this is amazing. You know what just happened? I never thought this would happen, but Liberal Al actually contributed something to the program. He gave you the name of that movie, Frailty.
First time in 10 years.
So $10 a gallon for gas in California. What's going on?
It hasn't hit $10 yet, but I remember the good old...
No, it's $10.
WNWS, Steve Kane was the leading advocate for gun reform legislation back in the mid-'80s. You recall that, Steve?
35 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. I was, like many people, I started out as a liberal, and then, unlike you, I woke up and I...
Grew up.
I became an adult. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you.
So what's the point? What's the point of that, Liberal Al? That you're still childlike in your philosophy? What was the point you were making?
When Alan Burke was shot, 1984, Steve Kane was one of those talk hosts that had more talent than Alan Burke and could effectively debate, people like Bo Hitchcock, and do a good job effectively arguing.
Are you? What is this? What is the purpose?
I think this is clumsy kissing up.
Yeah. When you picked up the phone and called, if you were to summarize the purpose for, and let me ask the question. Let me ask the question, Al. Let me ask the question, then answer it. Okay. If you were to sum up in a sentence, okay. What is the main idea and purpose of your call this morning? What are you trying to say in the sentence?
Well, I mean, I almost lost my life through gun violence back in the late 80s. I was robbed at gunpoint, and they caught the little juvenile delinquents, and it was a memory of your high school class after you graduated in Stranahan.
Yeah.
So I have, firsthand experience in having a gun.
You have firsthand experience of not being able to defend yourself against an armed criminal who was in illegal possession of the gun. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So, what are you arguing for? Gun rights now? What's the point of that?
The point of that is,
I mean, if it was in the 80s, and I graduated high school in '89, and this was in the 80s, and you were robbed at gunpoint by someone who graduated in 1990, they were underage. All laws forbid them from owning guns. So the gun laws don't work. They didn't protect you.
It doesn't apply in that situation. It doesn't apply.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for the call. Yeah. We wish you would have had a gun to defend yourself against that underage child. Oh my goodness. So his point was gun laws don't work. I think was his point.
I think he's finally listened to us long enough through the finally gotten through to him.
Oh my goodness! What a dope. What was it? Frailty. I've heard of it. I don't know what it's about. Okay. All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. Once. Hey, Brian in Deerfield. What's up?
Hey, good. Listen, with George Soros backing all these candidates around the country and creating all this anarchy in places like New York, LA, and that, has he had any success in backing candidates in either Texas or Florida?
In Florida, yes. I know that he's had at least one victory a couple years back with the prosecutor in the Orlando area. I don't know about Texas, but I remember that it being in the news. And that's a liberal town. Yeah, I know. I heard you said earlier in the day. The anarchy that this one guy is creating across our great nation, the great cities, it's just, it's absolutely stunning. Absolutely, and it's a disgrace. See, I think he does it because he enjoys power and control over people, and I just think he enjoys it.
Well, that has to be part of his personality profile if you follow his storied career.
I don't think it's political. I just think he enjoys messing around with people and countries. You know what he's like? It's like, you ever see Clash of the Titans and they show the gods and they have a figurine of every person? That's how Soros views himself. My God, this guy's in his 90s now. Yes. I think he would grow out of this. These guys are just evil to the core. Yeah. Oh, well.
Well, he hasn't bottomed out yet.
No,
but I feel it's coming soon.
A guy like that bottoms out.
I just want to be there to see it.
Yeah, I do too.
So did Matthew McConaughey impress you? Did he move the needle on your position on gun control?
No, not at all. He doesn't move my needle on anything.
Yeah, but didn't you see that was Matthew McConaughey? I've talked about this earlier. Bringing the shoes of the girl who lost her life was in such bad taste to me.
Well, he's being advised. Nothing is going to come out of Matthew McConaughey's mouth that hasn't been handed to him by one of his probably many advisors at this point. And these are people who've been cheering him on for the longest time. Saying you know so much about current events and talk. You'd be a great talk show host. What a great way to retire. They probably held out the Ronald Reagan image and said this would be a great way for you to go out, and things have fallen into place on gun control for him. That's all.
If he's interested in gun control, maybe he should advocate to keep guns out of the hands of actors like Alec Baldwin.
Yes.
And John Wilkes Booth.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was that, Brian?
Just like the Hollywood elite. That's his bread and butter, so he's not going to do that.
All right. Hey, listen, Brian in Deerfield, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning, caller. Yeah, Linda.
What I'm calling about, you notice that they mentioned infanticide.
Mm-hmm.
Thing that the formula disappeared from the show. When I heard some of the Democrats talk about getting rid of older people. And
euthanasia.
They put the COVID patients.
Yeah, you said Soylent Green. Predictive programming.
What?
Nothing. Never mind. I can't explain it. That's okay. No, most people didn't get what I said. It was a random comment I made.
Witty remarks that Brian's known for.
Yeah, that two people in the audience may have gotten.
Little inside joke. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. All right, our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. On Friday's show, towards the end of the show, we're going to have John in studio from Lighthouse Medical Center. And Lighthouse Medical Center made your life bearable again, Steve.
Symptom-free. It's incredible. This neuropathy is just one of the scourges of mankind, and very, very common. And what's also common is the myth that goes about saying you can't get rid of neuropathy. Well, I used to believe that myth until I found the good folks at Lighthouse Medical.
Yeah.
And they will really help you with your neuropathy symptoms.
Oh, yeah.
It's just incredible.
And I've seen a change in you. I mean, you had whatever symptom there is of neuropathy, you had it. And you went to a specialist. You went to a neurologist, and they told you, live with it. Thanks a lot, Doc. You went to medical school for that?
But anyway, relief is at hand, and it's so nice up there. And they talk with you. Your consultation is at absolutely no charge. You just go on up there, talk to them. They'll explain the whole idea of how it works, and if it appeals to you, that initial consultation is, again, at no charge.
That's right.
And it could be a new beginning for your life.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano, they have been in practice with the same family in Pompano for 75 years. That's amazing. They may be the longest medical practice in Broward County. They may be. If they're not the oldest, they're close to it. That's amazing. And I'm going to give you the number. It is a no-charge consultation if you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. Here's the number: 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642, and online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. We'll take a quick break and be back right after this.
Security is giving away a free video doorbell camera, a free home security system, and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. How would you like a free doorbell camera? Call 1-833-283-5050, and Sloman's will give you a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman Shield. The system includes an LED touchscreen, motion detector, 3 contacts, a backup battery, and a professionally installed video doorbell camera. Call now, 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray.
Good morning, everyone. Make sure you like the video. If you just joined us, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, we've got 42 minutes left of the show.
I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray.
Oh, Wings Plus. Every day is a Wings Plus day.
Combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct.
That's every day. Is good for Wings Plus. There's not a day that's not perfect for Wings Plus.
Restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options, all available in one place. The Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893.
I'm not a South Park fan. I've tried to watch it a few times. I'm not into it.
Take your career to the next level? Join the sales team of one of the fastest growing radio stations in Palm Beach County. We're looking for a self-motivated closer to join the ranks and be a part of not only the most fun radio group in South Florida, but the one that pays the highest commissions. Email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. You could be a part of a great industry that's fun and has a 6-figure income potential. So if you're a sales professional who has worked in the advertising sales industry or a recent college graduate looking to start your career, email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. A great job with the highest radio sales commissions in Palm Beach County awaits you. VCMG is an equal opportunity employer.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, we are back 20 minutes after the hour. I wanted to get to some more of these audio sound bites. The Commerce Secretary, Joe Biden's Commerce Secretary, commerce involves the gas, right, because it involves the economy and everything. The Commerce Secretary was interviewed yesterday and commented on gas prices. This is handpicked by Joe Biden, so you know they're the best, right?
What is actually still on the table, though, to bring gas prices down at this point? Because the president has said and made very clear that there's not much left that he can do.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having me. Unfortunately, that is the brutal reality.
Oh, that's the reality. There's nothing that can be done. That's the reality, and it's brutal. Oh, okay, well, let's just give up and let the prices keep going up. This is crazy to me, Steve. Yeah, that's it. That's a member of the cabinet, right? The Commerce Secretary. Nothing we can do about gas prices. Oh my goodness. I know. I can. I'm not going to go through a list, but I could come up with some ideas. I got one right off the top. Suspend the federal tax on a gallon of gas. How about that? That would bring it down instantly.
Pipeline, we're getting back to building it.
Drilling in Anwar again?
Exactly.
Yeah, call on the states to suspend their state tax on each gallon of gas too. There's a lot of things that can be done. Yeah, and of course the best advice of all was given by Sarah Palin a long time ago, drill baby drill. Right, all these things, but the Commerce Secretary, she says the brutal reality is there's nothing that can be done. Now, yeah.
The brutal reality is I can understand his reluctance to come back and just reverse everything that he has done when he overrode President Trump, because people, even some of the idiots in the voting area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going back to Trump's way, and that he's terrified of that.
Yeah. Well, it takes some, earlier when that idiot, Liberal Al, called in and said 35 years ago you used to be a liberal. Yeah, well, there's been a few today, but he's the big one. When he said 35 years ago you used to be a liberal, okay? It takes a lot to admit that you were mistaken and change your ways, right? It takes a real man. I used to be a liberal too when I was a kid, before I understood the way of the world. But there are a lot of people in this audience that think the economy is in very poor condition. There's a lot of people who think that in this audience. And the White House press spokesperson, when she was done with Matthew McConaughey, Jean-Pierre, she had a briefing yesterday, and she commented on the state of the economy. Listen.
What I'm trying to say to you is that the economy is in a better place than it has been historically.
Oh.
We feel here at this administration, and other experts as well, is that we feel that we are in a good position to take on inflation. We are in a good position to really start really working on lowering prices.
Oh, how are they going to take on inflation? They're causing it. I mean, this is like Baghdad Bob time. I mean, this is, it's amazing to me. They think that their problem is that their messaging is off. They're just not selling what's going on to the American people. The economy is doing well. This is all, Fox News lies. Don't believe all this. There's really baby formula on the shelves. I mean, these people are out of their minds. They're out of their freaking minds. Now, there was a moment at the White House yesterday, Biden at some event, there were children, and after the event was over and he was still at the podium, he got creepy with the kids. Did you see this? Yeah, listen, this is creepy Joe Biden. Joe Biden, he's the guy when the family gets together for Thanksgiving, you tell the kids, stay away from Uncle Joe. Okay, stay away from Uncle Joe. That's Joe Biden. Listen to this, talking to the kiddies at the White House.
But I got to get you all up here for the sign and we'll work that out. So thank you. And again, kids, thank you for being here, okay? Thank you very much. Maybe I can talk to you afterwards. Will you talk to me later?
Oh.
Okay.
Is he hitting on them? You hear that? Listen.
Very much. Maybe I can talk to you afterwards. Will you talk to me later? Okay. All right.
Great drop, and you gotta make a drip.
Oh yeah, I'll make a drop in. Can you talk to me now? I want to, forgetting about the creepy comments, okay, from the flasher here. I want to list. This is Joe Biden yesterday.
Joe up here for the sign, and we'll work that out.
Okay, that's him yesterday. This is the clip from earlier from 06. Listen.
With oil prices, we were at our conference lunch today, and someone.
Wow, I mean, what a difference. I mean, awake, with it, there's thought, doesn't sound drugged. Oh my goodness. I mean, the difference between those two voices, Steve, is pretty powerful, isn't it?
It's beyond noticeable, that's for sure.
Would we be, let me tell you, are we in a better position with Joe checked out like that, or would we be in a better position if he sounded like he did in 06 when he was awake?
That, my friend, is a real interesting question.
Yeah, because whatever participation he has now is limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how how much independence he really has. I mean, you think if push came to shove and there was a difference between his which way to go and say General Milley, Joe Biden would get his way.
Yeah. Well, listen, our number is toll-free 1-888-GO-CANE-1. That's 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. Oh, someone texted me. They said Contact with Matthew McConaughey was pretty good with Jodie Foster. Yeah, I did see Contact. That's one of his movies I saw. I don't know if that was great.
The synopsis of
What?
Frailty, because
Frailty?
sure is it? Yeah, that Al brought up to us. I think that may be it, but I want to be 100% sure before.
Okay, it says here. I looked it up. Okay, this is This is the description from the Internet Movie Database of Matthew McConaughey's film Frailty. One day, a widowed blue-collar worker has a revelation. He must destroy those revealed to him as demons. He then begins the serial killings of God's hand killer across Texas, but he also has 2 young sons. The youngest of whom idealizes him and believes in the cause, while the older brother is revolted but cannot bring himself to stop his father. 20 years later, the elder son walks into a police station and confesses. That's it? Ugh.
Go see it.
He's not even the main guy in that. Bill Paxton is, who died.
The blurb doesn't capture it.
Yeah, that's what it says, yeah.
It's a great, especially if you like horror movies, and I'm a horror nut. So
It starred Bill Paxton, who was a great actor who passed away. I don't know. Yeah, you know, I forgot about this. Someone just told me in the chat room, Julia Roberts made a movie with him and said that he had body odor. That he smelled.
you remembered through the years.
I saw him once on an interview, Matthew McConaughey, when he was promoting a movie, and he had a van, and he used to go on long drives, and he said in this interview that he had a setup in his van where he didn't have to stop to pee, that he could urinate while driving the van, and it would leak out the side of the van somehow on the road. And he's a class act, Matthew McConaughey. Isn't he? Oh, yeah, he smells, he urinates on the streets of Texas. Exactly. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Now he's crafting policy, and he's getting together with a constitutional convention to rewrite the Second Amendment.
He fell for it. I like I like McConaughey's work. Wonderful actor.
He's all right, yeah.
I hate to see him give it up for something that he's not very good at.
What? Policy? Gun policy?
He is good at it. I mean, he has the gift of BS. He's certainly sucked all these people in.
Yeah. All right, listen. Not much. Let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve is here. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We'll be right back.
Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow, Mike Lindell. And MyPillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple MyPillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout, buy one, get free pricing on MyPillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance MyPillows, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, and the MyPillow Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, I'm calling from Sunrise, Florida. How you doing, buddy?
All right, Sunrise, Florida.
I went to Friendly Tire. Listen, man, that guy, Mike, and there's two guys that are with him working
Steve
there.
Kane Show.
I couldn't believe the price I got on my tires. My car is running so smooth, and the tires, I don't know how that guy's even in business. The money that I spent, and I called Costco, Sam's Club, they wanted triple of what he sold me the two brand new tires for. So I wanted to thank you on that. And he went out of his way. He called me right back. I was in and out of there in 20 minutes.
Friendly Tire in Margate, Friendly Mike. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, and he has thousands of used tires in stock. New tires as low as $70 a tire. And when you call Friendly Mike for a price on new and used tires, remember that is out the door and on the road. He doesn't charge you to balance the tire, to mount the tire, or even dispose of your used tire. He gives you the flat price out the door and on the road when he gives you a quote over the phone. I bought both new and used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate. Here's his number. He will give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Friendly Tire in Margate.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, we're back. Now, you watch a lot of news, Steve. I watch a lot of news, and I bet you haven't heard this story because I haven't heard it. Did you know yesterday that pro-abortion activist firebombed a pro-life pregnancy center in Buffalo, New York? I'm reading this in the Gateway Pundit. It's also in the Buffalo News, the local newspaper of Buffalo, New York. Far-left pro-abortion terrorist, this happened yesterday. Far-left pro-abortion terrorist, a firebomb makes you a terrorist, firebombed a pro-life pregnancy center in Buffalo, New York yesterday morning. Amherst police are investigating the fire at Compass Care as arson. Fire officials say the firebombing caused at least $150,000 worth of damage. The building was firebombed, according to police, and it's a pro-abortion group did it, and there's been a complete media blackout on this story. And of course, it's yeah, I know, because it doesn't fit the narrative, because they're the peaceful, loving people. The news blackout, and it's a New York story. It's a New York story, and you know what? The media are covering Buffalo a lot because there was that tragic shooting not long ago in Buffalo. And, you know, there's this Roe v. Wade ruling is expected to come out from the Supreme Court any day. And this is obviously a response to that ruling. And what do you think goes through the minds of the media when they cover up a story like that? How do they justify it? It's a New York story, so the media is based out of New York, so they know about it. Really? They just think it's not news because it's a local story? A firebombing of a pro-life pregnancy center?
News, but they have a desensitizing switch that distorts the lens through which they view anything that abortion.
Well, you know what? I tell you what it is. I think a lot of the newsrooms, a lot of the women in newsrooms ignore these stories because they've had abortions and it's too painful for them to even deal with, so they just gloss by them. Yeah, they just don't want to deal with it because it brings things together. Angry Pasta, thanks for the super chat. Exactly. But you know, there was a pro-life pregnancy center in Washington, D.C. that they didn't firebomb it, thankfully, but they threw red paint to symbolize blood over the front door. I mean, these people, the stuff they're doing, Steve, is it's in character, but you know, we've got a lot of conservative news out there, and they're not even reporting these stories. You know, they get bogged down on this and that. Oh, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
It's a fairly new story.
It's 24 hours old, a little more than 24 hours old.
Don't give up hope yet.
Yeah, well, you can never give up hope. You can never give up hope. Now, yesterday, yesterday, Ted Cruz in Texas, there was a Senate hearing and he spoke and he really told it like it is. This is one of those. This is another thing they're not playing in the news, but we're playing it here. And listen to this. This is the great Ted Cruz yesterday.
My Number two, hate is wrong. And number three, the machinery of the federal government should not be used as a tool to target and persecute your political opponents. All three of those propositions should be ideas that bring us together regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum. Unfortunately, we see over and over again efforts to politicize acts of violence. When it comes to white supremacy, when it comes to vicious hate groups like the Klan or the Nazi Party, in my view, they are unequivocally hateful, bigoted,
Steve Kane
racist morons.
Hold on.
Who should be denounced.
Now listen to what he's going to say.
And despised. I do think my colleagues on the Democratic side of the aisle try very hard to erase the history of the Klan. That it was formed by elected Democrats, that its leadership was almost entirely elected Democrats, that the authors of the Jim Crow laws were without exception elected Democrats. And I also think today's congressional Democrats try to use the charge of white supremacy, which is undoubtedly evil, bigoted, and wrong, and weaponized by their own party. They try to use that as a proxy for attacking a political party they disagree with.
Yeah, he's right about all of that. That's the first time I think I've heard a United States Senator talk about the true history of the Democrat Party. Let's take some more calls. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1, 888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Anthony. I'm calling from South Carolina.
Hey, Anthony, what's up? Anthony, turn the volume down of whatever device you're listening to us on, because there's a delay, and just talk to us on the phone, all right?
All right.
We'll wait. Okay.
I watch your show a lot, but I'm not a Democrat nor a Republican, right? But when you was playing the segment earlier when the press secretary was talking about the inflation, and when she said that there's nothing that the president can do, I got a question to you. What else can he do?
What can Biden do to lower inflation?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy. Steve and I gave the answer to that earlier. Announce the Keystone Pipeline construction project is back on. Bring back the ANWR drilling. Okay? Give oil contracts and leases to whatever oil company wants them. Cut the tax that the federal government has on every gallon of gas that you put into your car. Ask the states to suspend their state tax on each gallon of gas. Those are just a handful of things. That's what's causing
the results would be instantaneous. I mean, you'd see a major change instantly.
Immediate, yeah.
So what is your response to that, sir?
Sirs, I'm talking to two guys. Listen, with the gas prices, with the inflation gas price that's going on right now, to me, in my assumption, the only reason why it's like that right now is because of the Republicans fighting against the Democrats so much to where they want them to fail in all of their areas of policies. And
okay, slow down. You said something. Okay, hold on. Slow down. You said slow down. I want to ask you a question, caller. Slow down. You said you believe the Republicans are causing gas prices to increase. Explain to me specifically what Republicans have done to increase the gallon of gas to. Yeah.
Okay, specifically, no policies that the Democrats come up with that the Republicans. You can't get a vote from one Republican. I don't care what it is on gun laws. I don't care what it is. You can't get one vote from Republicans. Now, how is Congress or the world supposed to run when all the way one side, but then you have the other side that's trying to be. You gotta understand what I'm saying. So, how many Republicans that you know that's willing to work with Democrats?
well, what policy? Hold on. No, I want to. Well, Steve and I are going to work. Well, hold on. We want to work with them. What policy are the Democrats proposing that would lower gas prices?
They can't even come up with a bipartisan.
Oh, so they have no ideas. So you're upset that the Republicans don't agree with their ideas that they don't have?
They never would come to the table to even listen to an idea.
Oh my goodness.
As soon as the vote come up, there's no Republicans. I'm talking about on the gun laws. Like, so you're telling me right now, sir, your kids going to school. You think the teachers should have guns on them to stop the guys from coming to school with guns?
Well, in the Uvalde classroom shooting, okay, where the poor little babies were murdered by that monster. Slow down. You asked a question and you're going to get an answer. Okay, slow down. Well, he's going to get it. There were 2 teachers in that classroom. The first teacher was killed right away. She was shutting the door. He came in and killed her. The second teacher was hugging a kid and begged him not to kill them. He killed the teacher and then shot the kids. If that second teacher had a gun, she could have at least had a fighting chance. Do you not agree?
Gun law. If they had a gun law or gun restrictions or anything that we could agree with these.
Schools are gun-free zones. It's illegal to take a gun to a school unless you're law enforcement.
So why would your senators say arm the schools, arm good guys? Why would you arm? Why would you take guns to school? Period. When you were going to school, was this a conversation?
We didn't have arming teachers. No, we had armed police officers at my school. But no, get back to what you said. If the second teacher was armed, would she not have been able to at least attempt to save her life and the life of her students as opposed to being slaughtered?
She would have stood a fight. She would have stood a fighting chance.
Correct.
She would have. But my thing is, you can't arm good guys and think that good guys are going to keep bad guys out, dog. There's no way.
Sure. Okay, tell me about the mass shooting at a police station. Remember that? Tell me about the mass shooting at a police station.
What's that happened?
Okay, tell me about the mass shooting at the gun store.
All I know is about the.
Well, I'm telling you what I know. Mass shootings happen in gun-free zones.
Come up with a reasonable gun law, sir. It should actually come up.
Yeah, and it is reasonable that teachers can defend their classrooms from mass shooters. Why do mass shooters?
Don't argue past the close. He just agreed. Right.
What did he say? I missed that.
Well,
no.
Repeat what. I'm trying to get him to listen to you, sir, and take you seriously. Repeat what you just said.
You talking to me?
Yes, he's talking to you.
Talking to you? Look, sounds like
Pacino here on the line.
No.
No, what I was saying was the reasonable gun law, sir. Like, when I was
army teachers. We were talking about army teachers. We were talking. Hold on a second. Hold on.
We shouldn't have
slow
to.
down. Just take a breath. Take a breath. We shouldn't have to. But if you were going to be a teacher in that classroom, would you rather, and you were thrust into that situation, would you rather have a gun or not have a gun?
Yes, sir. I would rather have one.
Which?
I'm saying, I'm talking about.
Okay, all right, we're in agreement. Why are we arguing?
Exactly.
You understand?
You support. You were right. You support arming teachers. Armed teachers, safer schools.
Thank you, sir.
No, he's in shock. He's in shock. He needs a cold towel on his head. He's having a time. Wow, he learned something there today.
Off base.
Yeah.
He listened to your reasonable argument.
Yes.
He conceded. He could see the logic of what you were saying.
That's right. Well, listen. Oh yeah, when you wake up from fainting. We're going to take our last break. Callers on hold, stand by. We'll come back with William Youngerman with the Gold Report. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig, back right after this.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your
Steve Kane Show. Thanks.
insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Sloman's Home Security is giving away a free video doorbell camera, a free home security system, and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. How would you like a free doorbell camera? Call 1-833-283-5050, and Sloman's will give you a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman Shield. The system includes an LED touchscreen, motion detector, 3 contacts, a backup battery, and a professionally installed video doorbell camera. Call now, 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated right here in Boca with our first look of the day at gold and the other precious metals markets. William Youngerman, how the metals look this morning?
They tried to test lower and have come back nicely. We got down to about $1,844 so far this morning and then came back up. Yesterday we saw a nice close, gold up $10.70, closing at $1,852.10 the ounce. Silver was up 19 cents at $22.22 the ounce, while platinum was down $4 at $1,011.
Mm-hmm.
And palladium closed down $28 at $1,923 the ounce. This morning, as I said, gold has come back nicely after testing lower, and right now we've got gold at $1,851 the ounce. That's down $1.10. Silver down 25 cents at $21.96 the ounce. Platinum down $11 at $1,000, and palladium down $47 at $1,876 the ounce. Oil oil is at $121 a barrel now, Brian. That's going to even more and more and more as inflation continues to grip a very strong hold on our economy, and the flight to safety is going to be gold and silver, and this is still a buying opportunity to get in there for the buying power of your money.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like now is the time that gold was made for, right? Plagues, inflation, out-of-control fuel prices. It seems the metals are the only place you can go for safety, to me. I mean, I'm not the expert. You are. But can you tell people that can't make it into your store here in Boca how they can do business both buying and selling no matter where they're located?
Certainly. For over 50 years, we've been shipping precious metals and rare coins all over the world. And it's very simple. You just call us, lock in a price on the gold or silver or platinum, whatever you're looking to buy. We put it aside for you. You send us a wire or a check or any other form of payment, and then it's shipped out fully insured to you within 24 hours.
Yeah, and that's worldwide, by the way. You can find William Youngerman online at williamyoungerman.com. They open up weekdays at 10 a.m. The number, toll-free, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, or just stop right in. The address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngerman, we will talk tomorrow.
Have a great.
All right, take care. Take care. You back with us, Steve? Okay, I thought you might have taken a break to help that last caller up off the floor from fainting.
The audience is educatable. Is that how?
I don't know. You went to Riverdale Country School, the same school as President Kennedy. Yeah. All right, let's go. Here's a man of a few thousand words, Richie the bus driver.
Yeah, good morning.
Hey, Rich.
Good morning, Frank. I would like to expose
I want to expose this last Democrat that called up, and all Democrats who are hypocrites. Now, you met my cousin on that cruise ship. He wasn't with our party, but he was the captain for Delta Airlines.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know, because through the whole week I kept hearing this. My brother-in-law, he's an airline captain. Yes, I remember. How can I forget, Richie?
Here's the deal with him. He's deputized, and he's carrying a 9mm at his side in the cockpit. And I guarantee.
Oh, I love it.
If all the Democrats were sitting in one of his 767s, full plane full, and they would hope that the captain has a weapon to prevent anyone from breaching the cabin, like happened during 2001 with the World Trade Center.
Mm-hmm.
These people, you can arm an airline pilot to protect the people on a plane, but you can't arm our students. And my cousin, by the way, is an airline pilot.
Wait, hold on, Richie. We weren't talking about arming students. We were talking about arming teachers.
Teachers, rather.
Yeah, okay.
So the bottom line is this guy's full of crap. And the other thing is, how many laws can you pass to stop the gangbangers in Chicago this summer from blowing their brains out all over the street all summer long? What laws can be passed to stop that? Don't be an idiot out there, please. It's annoying already.
You know, one thing, I didn't want to give the caller, you can't, when you get these liberal callers in, we have to savor them, and we can't, but of course, Steve, but you notice how he didn't want to say he was a Democrat? He's neither. He's not Republican or Democrat.
Again, we got him to concede with a little help from his friends.
Yeah.
Why should Republicans stand up for the new Green Deal, which is destroying our country as we see it? I mean, this is the big changeover.
Yeah.
They inflict on the American people.
That's right.
He's almost 5 now. This guy's an idiot. I'm sorry to say it. I mean, he's so brainwashed.
It would be strange if we've been here, Richie. We've been here before with this Green Deal and all this crap. They just changed the name a little bit and put on a couple bells and whistles. But the fact is, they tried it before. It was a colossal failure. America is not going to drive around in electric cars, no matter what they say. It takes them 3 hours or 4 hours to refuel before they can continue their cross-country trip to drop their kid off at school or something. They're not going to wait 2 days till the car charges up. It's just not going to happen.
You got a senator, by the way, yesterday. She got up and said, I drove my electric car to work, and I didn't have to worry.
Now, she said she drove it from Michigan to Washington, and she drove by the gas stations not worrying about how much a gallon of gas was.
She spent a lot of money on the car, and she's a millionaire. These people are very dishonest.
And she didn't talk about how many times she had to stop to charge up and for how long.
Look, I'd like to take a look at her stock portfolio. That's what I'd like to take a look at.
Yeah, it's all green crap.
She's a millionaire.
There's an article in the Wall Street Journal this week, and a writer in the Wall Street Journal, they had an article titled, I rented an electric car for a 4-day road trip. I spent more time charging it than I did sleeping. Yeah. Remember when Eric Bolling had that electric car and he got stuck in the tunnel?
If you want to talk about a real cover-up with the media, that's the story they never tell. The shortcomings and the difficulties and why people are so turned off to electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Get a story about
100%. 100%. And by the way, it's an average of $10,000 to $20,000 to put electric into your garage to high speed to charge your car like they do out in the public.
Oh, that's all right. I'll put it on the company credit card.
You got to put new lines in your house.
I appreciate the call. I was loaned once years ago an electric car, and I drove it down to Miami with someone, and we didn't have enough charge to get back, and we borrowed an extension cord and plugged it in somewhere to an outlet. I mean, it was a disaster. We got a little bit of a charge in it. We had to drive back from Miami to Fort Lauderdale with the AC off, and we had to drive really slow because we barely made it back. I mean, it's these things are they're disasters waiting to happen. There's nothing wrong with an electric car if you want to buy one. I mean, I know people that have electric cars, and they love to tell you how great they are, but I really think they're just trying to convince themselves Yeah. If you don't drive, they're great.
Exactly. Just what you need.
Well, here, you know, well, my brother-in-law has one, and he lives down by the University of Miami, and he works in Delray. And he drives it. He's got a Tesla, and he drives it back and forth. And it works great for him. He charges it when he goes to work. He's got the charger at home. But he decided to drive it to Disney World. And he miscalculated the mileage, because usually he's in the car alone, and when he had the whole family in there with their luggage, right? He had the whole family in there with their luggage. The added weight took more charge. They got halfway there. They had to pull over and charge for a couple hours. It took them 5 hours to do a 3-hour drive.
Figures it out, they will have been able to pay off all their obligations to the shareholders.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I want to talk about obligations. You all out there have an obligation to support Dad on his day. You know, we're a week from Sunday, Steve, is Father's Day, the most important day of the year. Go to mypillow.com. Use our promo code Kane. There's incredible deals going on right now. The BOGO extravaganza continues, by the way. Buy one, get one free if you use Steve's name, Kane, at checkout, Kane. The 6-piece MyPillow towel sets, I have those. Buy one, get one free. The 100% Giza cotton MyPillow Dream Sheets, those are BOGO. The MyPillows are BOGO. Whole bunch of other items, too, with the promo code Kane. And there's not a MAGA dad in America who would not like a MyPillow bathrobe. 30% off with the promo code Kane at checkout. The MyPillow My Slippers for Father's Day, right now, $90 off, just under $50 with the promo code Kane on the MyPillow My Slippers. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879, promo code Kane, Kane, at checkout at mypillow.com. All right, Steve, we're out of time. You want to sign us off?
That does it for today's show. We will be back to do it all over again tomorrow. So until then, on behalf of our associate producer, Lori Kane, my partner and co-host, Brian Craig, till tomorrow, God bless America.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to say...
Well, guys, I got to run. I got to take my dog to the doctor. I got to rush home, pick her up, and get there in 30 minutes. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, all right? And everyone, don't leave without liking the video, all right? Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.